all the great beings, experts, masters in each field was available to me. Same way in Vedanta. I can't even imagine somebody beyond Annamalai Swamigal in Vedanta. He can just sit in Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Sahaja Samadhi forever. Unbroken Sahaja Samadhi. The most powerful unclutching, most powerful unclutched being I've ever seen is Annamalai Swamigal. Even when his eyes are open, you can look into his eyes and see that he's unclutched. He's in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Only in his eyes I realized anybody can come in front of him, there will not be any expression in his eyes. He'll be just seeing, but there's no reaction from inside. Such pure Nirvikalpa Samadhi. One side, the great Siddha, Isaki Swamigal. The other side, great Yogi, Yogananda Puri. The other side, great Shakta, Tantric, Acharya, who achieved Parashakti, Kuppamal, Liberating Puri. The other side, Annamalai Swamigal.
Listen, this verse has two dimensions. For example, you are seeing the hill. Beautiful, large hill ranges covered in snow. The world, that hill, and when it is perceived, the perception and experience you go through in my world, means in your world, both are not ultimate. See who is perceiving inside my world and who is showing outside as the world. In both, if you start seeing the source, you will find Sadashiva. If you start looking, who is showing my world, your world, you will straight have the experience of Sadashiva. If you start looking, who is showing here as the world, who is manifesting, you will start experiencing directly Adi Shakti, but both are one and the same ultimately. Adi Shakti or Sadashiva. Listen, looking with depth, listening from the depth, breathing to the depth. Everything, if you start looking at the source, you will do it from the depth. Understand all the suffering of human beings because you are superficial. Depth brings powerfulness, joy. Anything, whether it is breathing, seeing, listening, cognizing, anything happens from the source, from the depth, is Paravidya. Anything happens superficially, Aparavidya. The science of enlightenment is Sri Vidya. The science of finding the source is Sri Vidya. The science of finding who is seeing, who is listening, who is breathing, and who is cognizing. Listen, repeat the verses once more and you will understand. The fifth verse, Yat vachanapyatitam yena vachapyutyate, which cannot be described by words, but which is the source of the vak. The speech does not illumine, reveal, but which makes the speech happen. First. Second, the sixth verse, Yanmanasana manute yenahul manomatam, means cannot be cognized by the mana, but which makes mana cognize, which makes mana operate. Next, Yat chakshusha napashyati, not which can be seen, but through which the organ of seeing is lit, functions. Yashrotrena nashrunoti, not by the listening, but through which the listening happens in you. Yat pranena napraniti, ena prana praniyate, not which can be breathed, but by which the breathing happens. This is one of the most powerful Sahaja Samadhi technique. Constantly try the whole day whenever you can. Just try to remember, who is making me see? What is the energy in me which makes me listen? What is the source of me which makes me cognize and think? What is the source of me which makes me breathe in and breathe out? Suddenly you will see your eyes will be open, but you'll be sitting like a hatching mother bird whose eyes are open, but she's not looking outside. The mother bird which sits on the eggs for hatching. Our eyes will be open, but you will not be seeing. Your eyes will be open, but you will not be seeing. Because you are seeing the seer. Whenever you find time, just try to sit. Even for a few minutes. You will pick up Sahaja Samadhi. Your eyes are open, but you are not seeing. Your ears are open, but you are not hearing. You are not sleeping. Your cognition is alive, but you are not cognizing. That is a state called Sahaja Samadhi. After some time, even if you are cognizing, you will not be moved out of that state. You will continue to be in that state and you will continue to cognize. That's the perfection of Sahaja Samadhi. Understand these 5 verses of Yanopanishad is the most powerful technique, method for Sahaja Samadhi. Your body, identity and being to Paramashiva in oneness. I tell you, Paramashiva is a pure being, pure identity and pure body. After you declare your integrity to Guru, every breath, every time you breathe, it is tuning with Paramashiva. Inhale with Paramashiva. Whether you do yoga, or waking up in the Brahma Muhurta, or attend satsang, do the oneness process, Paramashivoham process, or chant Mahavagya, do puja, anything. The tuning goes on and on and on. When I come and sit in the satsang, I am spending this moment with you all and celebrating your existence with my existence as Paramashiva. Listen to this truth. When I come and sit in the satsang, I open myself to your being and tune your body, identity, being to Paramashiva in oneness. And make you experience intensely, make you understand intensely, make you realize intensely, make you manifest intensely the oneness with Paramashiva, the ultimate, absolute, Shuddha Advaita Sukhabodha Jnana Vijnana Nirvikalpa Nishkala Niranjana Nirahara Nirguna Nirbodha Nischala Nithyananda Paramashiva Swarupam Guru Bhakti continuously tunes you. Guru Bhakti is more than Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Sahaja Samadhi. Guru Bhakti is Sahaja Samadhi. Vegaha nimitta apekshat karmano chayate niyatati kriya aprabandha hetu. Change of motion is proportional to the impressed force and is in the direction of the force. You should know this law is the precise definition of how Guru Bhakti can become Guru's grace and become oneness with Paramashiva. Guru Bhakti does such big push, it gives such big push inside you as a Guru's grace and manifests as Guru Shakti and connects you with Paramashiva. Guru Bhakti is more than Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it is Sahaja Samadhi. Let me explain that word, Guru Bhakti. Being authentic to Guru. Look into your inner image. See how much of your inner image is influenced by Guru's presence in your life. Look into your inner image. See in how much you are still stuck with your old stupid identity and inner image. How much the Guru has influenced, Guru's presence has influenced, and how much of your idea about you has changed. Please understand, your inner image is not you. Not only your inner image is not you, what you think as your inner image is a screen, iron curtain, stopping you to experience the real you. See how much your inner image has been influenced by your Guru's presence in your life. If you continue to have your inner image without changing, you are living your logical life. Yesterday you have been sick, logically today you will be sick, logically tomorrow you will be sick or more sick. Till death. That is supposed to be the logical life. Inspiration and energy of the Guru enters into your inner image. Life will not be any more logical, it will become just magical. It is not any more logical, it will simply become magical. How much your inner image is inspired, influenced by your Guru's presence in your life. how much your outer image is inspired and influenced, what kind of outer image you show to your guru, and how your guru holds you, what is the anyakara he is having about you, have you taken responsibility for it, what kind of an image you hold about guru and the life around guru, the sangha. Understand, Guru Bhakti is bringing authenticity in your relationship with guru. Let your inner image be as your guru wants. Whoever considers me as your guru, understand? Whoever considers me as your guru, for all of you, I am making it very clear. The inner image I expect from you. I want you to have the inner image of Shivoham. My taste is very simple in anything. I just want the best thing. See, if your inner space is in the mode of self-denial, you will have exactly the friends, family, people with self-denial only falling in your eyes, falling in your senses, falling in your perception. If you are in the mood of completion, you will have only people who want to do completion falling in your perception. Listen. So, whether you are in the state of a devil, demon, bhuta, preta, rakshasa, gandharva, muni, kinnara, kimburuda, gandharva, yaksha, rakshasa, rishi, whatever space you are in Advaita. So that can never be lost. If you are in the space of completely denying you, you will exactly perceive only those people who are also in self-denial and denying you. You will be denying them, they will be denying you, both of you will be having a great Indian mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship. Then, if you decide to complete, you will perceive it. Suddenly, everybody around you are struggling towards completion. Understand? When you allow the higher intelligence of you to pull you up, raise you constantly, suddenly you will perceive Guru happening in your life. Because your own part of you, which is constantly pulling you up, only allows the Guru to happen in your life and continue to exist in your life. Only then you perceive Guru in your life. If you are in the level of, oh, he has stolen my 200 rupee, he may steal my 300 rupee, he may steal my plastic bucket, you will only have that kind of people around you. In your perception, in your lifestyle, you will have only the people who will steal your mug, jug, the cloth which you kept without using, or the shampoo packet cover you hid under your pillow. You will exactly have only this kind of people in your perception. And when you start perceiving, oh, I will defame this fellow, I will destroy his identity, you will see exactly the kind of people happening around you who will be defaming you and trying to destroy your identity. Anyhow, listen to this truth. Whatever is your mission, whatever is your life's goal, today's goal, this month's goal, this year's goal, whole life goal, pen down. You will see exactly only people who have the same kind of ideal will be in your perception. Today's goal is just to get out of this problem. 1 month's goal is how to get out of this reporting system. 1 year's goal is how I can cheat that method, this method, and become Mahant, whatever goal you have. Or your goal may be the other way. Today's goal, how I can really become authentic. 1 month's goal, how I can become authentic and integrated. 1 year's goal, how I can become authentic, integrated and responsible. Life's goal, how I can be enriching. You will see exactly those kind of people will be in your perception. You don't need to show to anybody what you are penning down. But pen down your today's goal, 1 month's goal, 1 year's goal, life's goal, purposes, and look around.
You will see everything as Soham around you. If you perceive yourself as Soham, you will perceive everything around you as Soham. If you perceive yourself as Shivoham, you will perceive everything around you as Shivoham. That's all. If you put Vibhuti on your forehead, you will see simply everyone around you. You will have people with Vibhuti as everyone around you, and they will be in your perception. If you put Namam in your face, you will see that kind of people in your perception around you in your life. If you put Kumkum, you will see that kind of people around you. If you keep it empty, like atheists, because inside is also empty, they keep outside also empty as a symbol. See, when we have Mahadeva inside, we put sacred ash outside and tell the people Mahadeva is inside. When Devi is inside, we put Kumkum and tell the people Devi is inside. When Vishnu is inside, we put Namam and tell people Vishnu is inside. When everything is empty inside, they tell people by not putting anything empty. And if you keep it empty, you will exactly get the people who will also have emptiness around you. It's up to you. So listen. The perception about you should be built newly with that great truth of Shivoham. Decide. If you want to cook, you have to burn the firewood. If you want to create that Shivoham space for you, you have to burn all the incompletions. Decide. Good news is, it is possible. Best news is, it is very easy. Good news is, it is possible. Best news is, it is very easy. Go on completing. Decide very clearly. Till I am perceiving myself as Shivoham, I am going to be doing completion. That cannot be stopped. Tell yourself, do you want to become Shivoham today or after 25 years? I am okay with anything. But till then I am going to be doing completion. I am not going to drop it. Better why don't we become today instead of wasting 25 years? Then simply naturally you are being little. Yes, why waste unnecessarily 25 years? To celebrate the truth which already I am. And simply you will see all your inauthenticities will be burnt. Simply your biomemory will be purified and cooked. The cooked biomemory is only called as Siddha. Siddha means in Sanskrit boiled. In Bengali they say Siddha aloo, means boiled potato. A cooked biomemory is Siddha. If you cook your biomemory with Shivoham, you are a Siddha, that's all. Cook your biomemory with Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Simply you will see, you become Siddha. You become Siddha. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham.
Swamiji explained how when you start speaking for the source, you start experiencing this divine state where continuously you are in that space of complete completion. And how this can directly influence your life. See, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is when unclutching becomes part of your biomemory. When you reside in the same state of unclutching continuously, it is called Sahaja Samadhi. When you go on tuning yourself with Guru Bhakti and strong, deep devotion to Paramashiva, what you start manifesting will be Sahaja Samadhi.
Sahaja Samadhi is your original state of existence, that unclutched inner space. When Nirvikalpa Samadhi becomes the whole continuous state of existence, it becomes Sahaja Samadhi, Sada Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now, every one of you that are sitting here, each of you that are there with us, please understand, for every one of you, this exact existence, this space, this state, what we call as Sahaja Samadhi, is given as an initiation and as an experience through when Swamiji gives us an initiation. This Sada Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what we call as Sahaja Samadhi, that state of existence is what we tune into whenever we manifest powers. Every single time you manifest powers, you're tuning yourself into this space. The Sada Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Sahaja Samadhi state. All the gurus, incarnations, every one of them, normally they reside in this state of Samadhi. Swamiji tells beautifully, even Annamalai Swamigal has a continuous Sahaja Samadhi, the unbroken Sahaja Samadhi. Swamiji tells, I can't even imagine somebody beyond Annamalai Swamigal in Vedanta. He can just sit in Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Sahaja Samadhi forever. Unbroken Sahaja Samadhi. This is a picture of Annamalai Swamigal, one of Swamiji's gurus. He's a direct disciple of Ramana Maharshi. One of the most powerful methods of experiencing Samadhi is Sahaja Samadhi. In Sahaja Samadhi, what happens is, the whole day, you may be continuously performing actions, but you will not let any reaction, you will not let the situation trigger or the situation pull out any of the reactions inside you. the situation will not be able to instigate any kind of a reaction inside of you. It will simply be beautiful and settled. The whole experience, let's say you're seeing a word hill, large hill ranges. From the example, right? The Himalayas, from the given example. So let's say you're seeing a hill, large hill ranges covered with snow. The river, that hill, when it is perceived, the perception and experience you go through in my world, means your world, both are not ultimate. What you perceive, the experience of that perception in you, both are not ultimate.
And very beautifully, Swamiji had explained to us how. Look in and ask, who is it that is actually making you see? Because neither the world nor my world, neither of these are the ultimate. See who is perceiving inside. And very powerfully, Swamiji gave us the technique. If you see from inside, who is it that is perceiving from inside, and try to catch the source, you will reach Paramashiva. When you see who is it that is showing you outside, then you will reach Parashakti. And both of these are ultimately one and the same. Whether you look in and see who is it who's making you see all these, or if you look outside and see who is it that's making this whole thing happen and making you see all of that outside, you will catch it. You will catch the source. Take a few minutes and cognize. Try to question inside of you. Who is making me see? Do not get tired. Do not get bored of these questions. Sit for a few minutes and look in. Who is it that's making me see? What is the source of me that makes me cognize and think? And just sit in that space of untouching. As you go on doing this pure questioning, we're going to give you all a few minutes. Just close your eyes. Ask these questions to yourself inside of you. Please start.
Yes, Nithyananda, let us now enter into the power manifestation session. I would like all of you to sit straight, as now we are going to be manifesting the power of remote vision. So first relax, come back into the space of listening. Yes, so today's power is the power of remote vision, being able to see at far distances and being able to hear far distances. Now, for those of you who are completely new, you'll be like shocked. You'll be thinking, is it possible to even be able to see at far off distance? Yes, it is. And just through a simple initiation by Swamiji, all of us are initiated into this power, and today each and every one of us is going to manifest this extraordinary Shakti. So first, let me explain a little about this power. Now, for example, if you're sitting and reading a book, or if you're sitting and doing something on your laptop, and a small ant starts crawling on your foot, you will feel it and immediately turn to look at it, right? Because you will feel it on your foot, and you will either dust it off or anything. But if that same ant is walking on the ground right next to your foot, and you're engrossed in reading a book or looking at the laptop, will you be able to feel that the ant is there? Will you know that the ant is there? No. What is the difference? If the ant is on our foot, we're able to feel it, but if it's on the ground right next to our foot, we're unable to feel it. Each and every one of our body parts, we feel it as our own, whether it's our hand, whether it's our head, whether it's our legs. And technically, all of them are separate. But because we feel that our body is one, because we connect to our body as a part of us, we're able to feel if any ant, cockroach, insect, anything is climbing on us. Because we feel that our body is a part of us, that our hand, leg, shoulder, neck, everything's a part of us. But at the same time, something which is right around us all of the time, whether it's nature, whether it is the ground, whether it is water, whether it is plants, or whether it is the entire universe, we don't feel connected to the things around us. We feel very disconnected because we are limited. We are taught and conditioned to be limited only to this body of ours. And because of this, we're not in oneness. We don't feel everything around us as one and the same. Now, for example, since I have control over my hand, since I feel that my hand is a part of me, at my will I can move my hand, I can do what I want with my hand. At the same time, do you feel that you can do that if you want to scan someone's house or if you want to see any place at your will? Do you feel that you'll be able to do that? Naturally, our logic will say no, because we feel so disconnected from the universe or from the nature or anything around us. We are limited only to this body. But our scriptures, Paramashiva actually says otherwise, that we are all one and the same because we come from the same source. Okay, let me make it easy to you. Over here, I have a piece of clay. I hope all of you can see it. It's the same piece of orange clay. So now I'm going to be making different shapes out of this clay. So I have different shapes with me here. I have a tree, butterfly, a fish, a duck, a teddy bear. So first, let me start with the butterfly. I'm going to take the butterfly and press it into the clay. So you can see I have a butterfly here. So let's make one more shape. I'll crush the clay again. And this time I'm taking a duck. Okay. So now I have two different shapes with me. One is a butterfly and one is a duck. So both of these shapes has taken a completely different form. One is in a butterfly, one is in a duck. They're no way related to each other. But the source is still the same. Even though the shape and the form is different, this clay has come from the same source. Both are one and the same. Whether they're in different shapes, forms, color. I can take any one of these shapes and mold the clay. But the source will still be one and the same. They're all still from the same source. Just like that, each of us are unique. Each of us may have maybe from a different religion, may have a different skin color, may have a different language we talk. We may have different abilities, unique abilities, different traits. But each and every one of us are still from the same source. Same with the nature around us. The plants may not be able to talk physically, like how you and me can, but they're still from the same source, which is Paramashiva, which is this universe. So when we go beyond the limitations of our body, when we go beyond our conditioning, feeling that we're only limited to this body, we will be able to connect to the universe externally, to the universe around us, and in that way, we will be able to see any place, hear anything at our will. I request if each and every one of you can. Yes, I request if each and every one of you can post your comments and share whether you're able to relate with this in the chat section. So basically, when you see any far off distance, yes, sorry for the technical glitch. So as I was saying, when we cognize something as us, when we cognize that you are something or that something is a part of you, you know all the information about it. Even if you don't know, that information about that starts getting revealed to you because you feel the oneness with it, because you feel that that is you. Are all of you understanding this? So this is the power of remote vision. It is as simple as that. Just understanding, cognizing something as you, understanding that that is a part of you, automatically that information will start getting revealed to you. That is only the power of remote vision. Just through this simple cognition, we'll be able to scan anything all across the world and manifest this extraordinary Shakti. I hope all of you are understanding this. Yes. So with this powerful cognition, with this understanding, let us now enter into the power. We will now be scanning the house of one of our partners. So how to manifest this power? How to manifest this power? Now that we have this understanding, this powerful cognition, first I request if all of you can sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Just sit in a space of unclenching. start feeling that everything around you, this entire universe, the other person, everything around you is a part of you. Start feeling that both are one and the same. Then once you start experiencing the feeling of oneness, you will feel the things around you, everything as you. Just start chanting the Mahavakya, and as the other person reveals their house, when the other person tells the location of their house, just close your eyes and feel like that house is also yours. See, if it is yours, automatically you will know all the information about it. So with that cognition, ask, and simply the third eye will just start revealing to you. Sometimes you might see it in pictures, colors, black and white. Never doubt your third eye. Anything which your third eye starts revealing, just start accepting anything which your third eye reveals, and you can either write it down or immediately start sharing it to your partner. Are all of you understanding this? Great. So now let's enter into the power. I request all of you to sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, and I'll be chanting the Shastra Pramana for this power. Yes. So one of the Shastra Pramanas for the power of remote vision comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. It goes, Kapalantarmanonyasa tishtannilitalochanaha krameena manasodardhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. The next is the Apta Pramana. So now that all of us are manifesting this power, how would all of you like to know the story of how our ancestors manifest this extraordinary Shakti? So let me take you all back to the time of the Mahabharata. During the 18 days war, Dhritarashtra, the blind king, wanted to know what was happening in the war. So out of his compassion, Bhagwan Shri Vedavyasa initiated the blind king's charioteer, Sanjaya, into the power of Duradrishti, which is remote vision. And throughout the 18 days of war, Sanjaya sat in front of the blind king, which is thousands of miles away from the battlefield. And through this power of Duradrishti, he was able to narrate the events of what was happening in the Kurukshetra battlefield. And not only that, Sanjaya was even able to read the minds, understand the thought current of what was happening in each of the warriors' mind at that time during the battle. And this is one of the beautiful Apta Pramanas from the time of Mahabharata. And it is through Sanjaya that we have the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, because he is also one of the people who had the opportunity to listen to the Bhagavad Gita directly from Sri Krishna through the power of remote vision, just through the third eye, and sitting thousands of miles away from the battlefield. And now, how would all of you like to hear the story of Swamiji himself manifesting this extraordinary Shakti? So Swamiji had many gurus in his childhood who trained Swamiji, who helped Swamiji, and who nurtured Swamiji to be who he is now. And one of those gurus is Narayana Swami Tata, also known as Totakara Tata. So Narayana Swami Tata was well known for the power of remote vision, finding lost and find objects and being able to identify things which are lost, etc. So one day, a senior police officer came to Narayana Swami Tata seeking help to find a thief whom they were searching for the last 1 week. Narayana Swami Tata simply turned to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and Narayana Swami Tata simply told Swamiji, look in the mirror and tell them where the thief is. Swamiji, out of his utmost trust and surrender to his guru, just looked in the mirror with the Jnananjana, the sacred eyeliner applied. Swamiji just looked into the mirror and could clearly see where the thief was. He revealed the same, and he actually not only revealed, Swamiji was even able to show the same to the police officer at the time in the mirror, and the police officers were able to find the thief exactly in the same place as Swamiji revealed by manifesting this power. So such a beautiful experience, right? So now each and every one of us, you and me, are going to be able to manifest this power. How exciting is that? So I request all of you to sit straight and start chanting the Mahavakya. Connect to your partner in front of you. Connect to Paramashiva. Remember to be in the space of oneness, and just close your eyes, and the third eye will automatically start showing you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, all of you relax.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, all of you relax now. I hope you had a great time manifesting this Shakti, and you can go ahead and write down and start revealing whatever you were able to see to your partner. And I request if all of you could go ahead and share your experience in the chat section. How did you feel when you started connecting, when you decided to go beyond the boundaries of your body, and you decided to start connecting to the things around you, the things externally? How did you feel? And how did you feel after understanding and getting this context? How did you feel while manifesting this power? I request if all of you can go ahead and start sharing, as we will now be moving on to the next session of the day, which is a very interesting session. The next session, we are going to be learning about the physics, chemistry, and biology of the cosmos. I hope all of you are interested. Please stay tuned to the next session, and please do share how you felt during the manifestation.
Understand these few things, let me tell you. There is a civilization above Earth. There is a civilization inside Earth. Earth is hollow, it is not solid. From above Earth, few aliens came and stayed inside the Earth civilization to protect the Earth and keep the highest enlightened consciousness alive. So I am one of the beings, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, who came to Earth from Kailasa, was living inside Earth for quite a long time. When I saw I am needed, I came out, I am possessing this body and operating this body. Through this body, I am revealing and sharing whatever I need to do to the world. Please be very clear. I am going to revive everything from the Vedagamas, all the spiritual truths, all the power manifestation sciences, all the other multiple sciences of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Please be very clear. In Hinduism, I'll tell you why I chose Hinduism. What is existentially right is only presented as morally right. What is existentially right only is presented as Hindu legally right. What is existentially right is only Hindu rationally right. What is existentially right is only Hindu scientifically right. What is existentially right is only Hindu rationally right. Understand? In humanity at large, what is legally right, people are made to believe it is existentially right. But in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, in Hinduism, what is existentially right is Hindu legally right. Moon, which you are seeing regularly, is not natural satellite. It is artificially placed there by Paramashiva. Understand, the Puranic Chandra used to move around the sun, self-rotating, like planet Earth and other grahas, like Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, all of them, self-rotating and going around the sun. But after Daksha's curse, when Moon need to be saved, Paramashiva takes him and inserts him in his jata. And that is why Moon is the only celestial body which does not self-rotate. Understand, as per the physics, you cannot explain. There is no other celestial body or planet or any planet's moon in the cosmos which does not rotate. If he is going around something, it will be rotating itself. See, understand, the huge force Earth generates when it self-rotates. And Moon is going around the Earth. Then why he is not self-rotating? He is placed artificial satellite. Paramashiva placed him in his jata and protected him from the curse of Daksha. That is why he doesn't self-rotate. Understand? Whatever I am revealed in Akashic records by Paramashiva, I am sharing with you all. And same way, Agastya coming to south and balancing the earth is true. It is astrologically, astronomically, with all the evidences of the cosmical movements can be established. I'll reveal some more things Paramashiva wants to reveal to the whole world. Understand? Some of the cosmic truths. The physics of Paramashiva means physics of the cosmos. Functions centered on the principles of Paramashiva's right eye, Surya. That is why it is centered on the sun of every mandala. Understand, this cosmos in which we exist, every level as one sun, and centered on that sun the whole physical principles. Understand, in cosmic level, the reality of the physicality is what I define as physics. Be very clear, every word I define, I need to explain based on the super science of Paramashiva. It is not the confusion of principles, theologies, theories, stolen, half-digested, plagiarized, coveted, many times stealing all these great principles and killing that civilization so that they will not be alive at some time, even to remember this was from them. That is the worst thing done to Hindu tradition and Hindu, especially Shaivites and Shaivite Brahmins. Not only everything has been stolen from us. Understand what I am talking, the pure science, super science, the pratyaksha pramana, the existential reality of super science, the physicality of the existence is physics in super science. And the physicality of the physics, what it goes through when its 5 dimensions overlap and dance with itself, the Shakti Chalana is chemistry of the cosmos. It's air element, earth element, fire element, water element, and the space element. When they play with each other, what happens is the chemistry of cosmos. And listen carefully, the physicality of the existence, when it goes through the chalana, means its 5 fundamental elements play with themselves, and that process is chemistry. These two are not responsible for biology. Understand? The human science is trying to tell you these two are responsible for biology. No, biology is the pure gift from the existence into this. Maybe the growth of the biology and different permutation combination of biology may be impacted by the physics and chemistry, but the physics and chemistry is not origin of the biology, is the truth from super science. Understand? That is why I insist the evolution theory of the Darwin is not complete. Biology is purely the external intervention away from physics and chemistry. Listen, the whole physics is the right eye of Paramashiva, Surya. That is why the whole physics administration was given to Surya Vamsa. The whole chemistry is left eye of Paramashiva, Chandra. That is why the whole chemistry of our existence is given to the Chandra. Chandra manages the whole chemistry. All the art, all the chemistry related ups and downs, emotional components, art was given to Chandra Vamsa. And biology is third eye. That is given as Subramanya, which is away from physics and chemistry to the universe as the pure gift. Understand? Right eye of Paramashiva is physics, left eye of Paramashiva is chemistry, third eye of Paramashiva is biology. If you listen to the satsang 3-4 times, tons of things which I am saying will fall into place. Surya Vansha, Chandra Vansha, and Agni Vansha. Surya Vansha, greatest administrators, integrity, Harishchandra, will, persistence, Bhagirata, responsibility and enriching. Embodiment of the pure principles of physics. Mulya, source for the Karana and Karya, exists in the very source form of the whole cosmos. I'll repeat. The cause of the cosmos, an action of the cosmos, which is the seen world. The source for both. Cause of the cosmos, an action of the cosmos, the source for both is Paramashiva, Parama, ultimate. Constantly residing in that space, seeing universes and universes coming and going, time being swallowed by the time, darkness covered with darkness and light covered with light. Continuously, this whole flow, which is still I have not yet mapped into the words. I am so clear the words I am uttering now are not doing true to the experience or the space. A lot of funny things. Understand? In love, the source of the Karana and Karya, means cause and effect of the cosmos, the Paramashiva, in love, everything melts down. There is nothing called good, bad, higher, lower, right, wrong. It is all just various versions of Paramashiva's love. Whether you melt in extreme joy, bliss, see, highest bliss your body can handle, the highest bliss, electricity, voltage, that frequency your body can handle is overflowing gratitude with Guru, the Guru Bhakti. That's the last experience you have before becoming one with Guru. Before that oneness happens, literally, please understand, the gratitude makes even the molecular structure of your brain transformed. Not just your muscle memory or biomemory, the very molecular structure of your brain flowers like a 1,000-petal lotus. That is why the Sahasrara is always shown as a 1,000-petal lotus in our Vedic tradition, and the gratitude is shown as the quality flowers the Sahasrara chakra, your brain. Understand? I am giving you all the real secrets of Raja Vidya. I am giving you all the original secrets revealed by Paramashiva to Devi, Devi to Vishnu, Vishnu to Brahma, Brahma to Surya, Surya to the whole Surya Vamsa. And what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that he gave the signs to Surya, and from Surya to Ikshvaku, Ikshvaku to Manu, and the whole Sampradaya, Surya Vamsa, Sarvanya Pita. That whole parampara, whatever secret was stored with the things that Raja Vidya I am giving you. Work on body. Only middle class people work on mind. Kings, elite people work on body. Work on body, I am telling you. Middle class people eat and waste their life. Royal elite people don't eat. Just drink, build the body. Strong nervous system to hold the highest version of Paramashiva's love. The highest version of Paramashiva's love I tasted in my life, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, my Guru. The love was so much. Never I felt insecure that will I be able to execute all his instructions, all his command, all his words. I just know I have to make his words into reality. I have to strategize whatever he wants. I have to strategize and make it happen. That's all. I tell you guys. Listen, I'll repeat. Paramashiva is real and he is available now, here, for all of us. Keep this as your inner space and cognition. Listen carefully, I'll repeat. Whatever cognitions you carry is the source of energy, life for your system. The cognition you carry decides how this is going to function. Your inner image, outer image, others image, life image. All the four are defined by the cognitions you carry. Your cognitions are your fuel. Your cognitions manifest your life. So carry this powerful cognition today. Paramashiva is real and he is available now here for me. Carrying this cognition inside, chant Mahavagya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Based on this cognition, build your inner image, outer image, others image, life image, and manifest powers. You will manifest all the powers. Understand? Day in and day out, you are literally inhaling the Mahavagya and exhaling the Mahavagya. Multiple levels of miracles and powers will manifest just through Mahavagya. Understand? This time in Kailasa, I programmed this, finished all the programming needed, inaugurated the Paramashiva's call center, Paramashiva's power manifestation call center. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, ready. Whether you want to bend a spoon or bend the mind of your boss, or bend your own mind, use Mahavagya. Understand? The spiritual strength you will experience and manifest by chanting the Mahavagya will not be just some internal experience. It will be physical, external experience. Physical, external experience. Reality, like manifesting what you want. Continuously manifesting, whether completion or unclutching or enlightenment or powerful cognitions or
Understand? In every level, the power manifestation you will have, the enlightenment experience you will have with this Mahavadya will be extreme. You may think, I know Mahavadya. No. This time I programmed it in a completely different frequency. Chant now and see. Chant from today and see. You will realize how powerful it has become. It is direct name of Paramashiva. And he is waiting to make himself available for anyone who calls. Understand? I'll give you simple few reality. Your body is like hardware, computer. Your inner space is like a software. If you use the software, you are the body. Like Windows 1. It will function only to that level. Your computer will function only to that level. You will function within the physics of the cognition you carry. You are human. You are body. So you will have naturally the hunger, sleep, mala, jala, mutra, maithuna, hunger, sleep, sex, and the physicality of that I am human will manifest in you. If you just upgrade your inner software from I am human to I am Paramashiva, like Windows 1 to Windows 10, I should say Windows 1000. When you upgrade that software, you may face some incompletions. No. I am human till yesterday. How can I become Paramashiva today? You may have many incompletions. All those incompletions only I call it as virus. If you complete and decide to clean up all those viruses and successfully insert these powerful cognitions, upgrade yourself, you are Paramashiva. Then the realities of Paramashiva will start manifesting. Like how Windows 100 version will manifest itself in your computer, you will manifest the same way. If your inner space gets upgraded, your life gets upgraded. Upgrading your inner space and upgrading your life is what I call power manifestation. Downloading the higher software is what I call enlightenment, and manifesting it and using it is what I call power manifestation. For each power, there is a special cognition. You put that software in your inner space, that power manifests. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, I am Paramashiva, is the ultimate software, manifests all the power. I am Paramashiva is not a technique, it's a reality. I am not teaching you some technique, I am teaching you the reality. I am telling you are Paramashiva not to give you some consolation or self-development, inspiration. No. I am telling you are Paramashiva because that is the reality. That's the truth. I tell you, remember you are Paramashiva not for any utility reason, because it's the truth. Don't think, oh, let me remember I am Paramashiva because it gives me little confidence and gives me hope. It gives me feel good feeling. No. Remember you are Paramashiva because that is the reality. That is truth. Not because probability or because possibility, but because it's the reality. The whole power manifestation science is this only. The cognitions you carry, low-level cognitions, powerless cognitions, pulling them out and adding the powerful cognitions and making you manifest them is all is power manifestation science. That's all is the power manifestation science. If I speak too many things, you tend to forget. So I wanted to limit to this one reality, one truth. Chant Mahavadya, do Ajapa Japa, keep Mahavadya in your inner space till you forget your name or any other identity you carry in you. All other identity you carry in you other than Nithyananda Paramashivoham, you are Paramashiva. All other identity is false. So, till all the other identities wither away, all other false identities wither away, chant Mahavadya. Understand? Guna means something which is core nature. Akshaya Guna means something which is core nature, which can never be destroyed or separated from the existence of that core. Akshaya Guna of Paramashiva. Paramashiva neither as Guna nor Nirguna. He is Akshaya Guna. He is neither with attributes nor attributeless. He is with some attributes which can never be attributed or withdrawn or destroyed. So listen carefully. The Akshaya Guna, pi of Paramashiva. I cannot use the word exactly pi of Paramashiva. Like pi in maths, the Akshaya Guna of Paramashiva. Each of the powerful cognitions Vedas, Agamas reveal, which I have distilled and shared with you all in the form of Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati. Each of those powerful cognitions are a pi of Paramashiva. Listen, if you apply them in your being, immediately Kailasa opens to you. You open Kailasa in you and Kailasa opens itself for you. Understand? Your body is an organism. The fuel for this organism is whatever you consider as truth of your existence. If you consider truth of your existence is nothing but struggling, fighting, suffering, no one can liberate you. Understand? If you consider the existence of you, if you strongly believe the core of you or the truth of you and truth of your reality, truth of your life, truth of your existence is suffering, torture, pain, frustration, nobody can save. The good news I have for you is you can change that cognitions because they are delusion. You also know they are delusion. Unfortunately, as a child, you are always supported, pampered when you throw tantrum. That becomes such a strong pattern in you. You continue to throw tantrum till you are dead. Sometimes even after that. Sometimes even after that. I've seen some people, even after death, they throw tantrum. Understand? Existence is a mirror. It does not pamper you when you throw tantrum. Your parents pamper you when you throw tantrum not because they care, just they want to escape from you and they can't handle
Understand? Throwing tantrum and getting what you want. You are not getting because you are qualified, even if you get. When you throw tantrum and you don't get, it is good for you because you will not develop the pattern as your core belief, Akshaya Guna. If you throw tantrum and you get it, that's the worst thing for you because you will develop that as an Akshaya Guna, dangerous. Belief, if I throw tantrum, if I behave victim, if I do stupid dramas, I will get what I want. That belief is the worst Akshaya Guna, worst cognition. If you throw tantrum and get what you want, you are dead, you are destroyed. Parents, a good parent will not give what child wants and the child throws tantrum because then the child is going to destroy herself. But the parents who don't want to spend time and bring up, who don't want to take the responsibility for the child, they give what child wants and the child throws tantrum. And the child develops the worst pattern, I tell you. Guna means something which is core nature. Akshaya Guna means something which is core nature, which can never be destroyed or separated from the existence of that core. Akshaya Guna of Paramashiva. Paramashiva, neither as Guna nor Nirguna. He is Akshaya Guna. He is neither with attributes nor attributeless. He is with some attributes which can never be attributed or withdrawn or destroyed. So listen carefully. The Akshaya Guna, pi of Paramashiva. I cannot use the word exactly, pi of Paramashiva. Like pi in maths, the Akshaya Guna of Paramashiva. Each of the powerful cognitions Vedas, Agamas reveal, which I have distilled and shared with you all in the form of Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati. Each of those powerful cognitions are a pi of Paramashiva. Listen, if you apply them in your being, immediately Kailasa opens to you. You open Kailasa in you and Kailasa opens itself for you. Understand? Your body is an organism. The fuel for this organism is whatever you consider as truth of your existence. If you consider truth of your existence is nothing but struggling, fighting, suffering, no one can liberate you. Understand? If you consider the existence of you, if you strongly believe the core of you or the truth of you and truth of your reality, truth of your life, truth of your existence is suffering, torture, pain, frustration, nobody can say. The good news I have for you is you can change the cognitions because they are delusion. You also know they are delusion. Unfortunately, as a child, you are always supported, pampered when you throw tantrum. That becomes such a strong pattern in you. You continue to throw tantrum till you are dead. Sometimes even after that. Sometimes even after that. I have seen some people, even after death, they throw tantrum. Understand? Existence is a mirror. It does not pamper you when you throw tantrum. Your parents pamper you when you throw tantrum not because they care, just they want to escape from you and they can't handle. Understand? Throwing tantrum and getting what you want, you are not getting because you are qualified, even if you get. When you throw tantrum and you don't get, it is good for you because you will not develop that pattern as your core belief, Akshaya Guna. If you throw tantrum and you get it, that's the worst thing for you because you will develop that as an Akshaya Guna, dangerous. Belief, if I throw tantrum, if I behave victim, if I do stupid dramas, I will get what I want. That belief is the worst Akshaya Guna, worst cognition. If you throw tantrum and get what you want, you are dead, you are destroyed. Parents, a good parent will not give what child wants and the child throws tantrum because then the child is going to destroy herself. But the parents who don't want to spend time and bring up, who don't want to take the responsibility for the child, they give what child wants and the child throws tantrum. And the child develops the worst pattern, I tell you.
Nithyananda. We understood now about the super science of Paramashiva, the physics, chemistry, biology of Paramashiva. Physics of the cosmos functions centered on the principles of Paramashiva's right eye, integrity, authenticity, responsibility, indecision. The whole chemistry is left eye of Paramashiva. That is why the whole chemistry of our existence is given to Chandra, which is the left eye of Paramashiva. And biology is purely the external intervention away from the physics and chemistry. If we want to find solution, discover the greater possibilities and truths and powers and principles, we should go to the source code, collapse everything to the source code. Actually, one really powerful thing I want to explain is human beings are a bunch of thought currents. Cosmos is a bunch of principal currents. God is a bunch of conscious currents. Relationship between these three holds what each of these three holds towards each other is the super science of Paramashiva. I request all the participants that are here with us, just take a few minutes and share with us what did you exactly understand as the super science of Paramashiva. What did all of you understand as the super science of Paramashiva? Please take a few minutes and please post here what did you understand.
One of the most important components in this aspect.
Very powerfully, Swamiji explained to us in this about the pi of Paramashiva and how whenever you want to find solution for any problem, collapse to the core. I request all the participants to just take a few minutes and please write down this powerful cognition.
Please relax.
Now, we're going to be listening to a very, very, very important section. The section where you're going to be understanding about the types of pain that we carry. What are the different types of pain and how are these different types of pain inside us? How can we come out of it? Today's date is going to be on how to free yourself from pain and suffering. So now let's listen to the revelation. I request all of your intense listening because right after this, we are going to be doing a very powerful exercise which can help you, which can help all of you to, okay, see a message saying no sound. Ma Nithyananda, are you able to hear us now? Are all of you able to hear us? If you're able to see us and hear us, may I request all the participants to please put yes in the chat. Nithyananda, are you all hearing us? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Margamotria. Okay, now we're going to be understanding about the types of pains, and today we're going to be focusing on how to liberate ourselves from these pains and sufferings. So let's listen to the revelation now.
The reason for patterns that are passed through generations. What is the best way to get out of this? First thing, the fundamentally human being learns the basis of their identity. What is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is pleasure, what is pain from your past generations, from your parents, family, people around you who taught you. I still remember very clearly one incident. Let me tell you. It really happened. I was helping the Shivacharyas in the temple, in Anandaleshwara temple, to light the lamp for the earth. So once the Shivacharyas, they do two puja, means the puja is done inside Garbha Mandir and then in Adha Mandapa. Till the level of Adha Mandapa, anybody can go and help them and light diyas and give them during the puja, arti. In those days, temple did not have so many staff. And even the staff who were there, not only understaffed, they were to run around to all the different sannidhis, shrines. So we are small kids who volunteer, we also go and help here and there. It's a big blessing and it's such a joy to volunteer and do puja to Anandaleshwara. After the puja, they will give the Ludi first class, so that's a big pride. Of course, never to forget a very good share of Nithyananda Prasadam, food, graced by Paramashivoham himself. So we always run and do volunteering. And once when I was volunteering, the camphor fell on my finger mixed with oil, burning, fell on my finger and got burnt. Anyhow, immediately the other people were there, they helped me and they put my hand in the water and the burning sensation started settling. Then I ran to Arungi Vishwa. Those days I used to be having darshan of Arungi Vishwa regularly. Physically, I ran to him and said, like this, it happened. And he just held that finger and said, நெருப்பு சுடுங்கிறது தப்பு பாடமப்பா, பாடத்தால் தான் சுடுதை தவிர இருப்பினால் சுடலப்பா. He was telling me, the fire burns, fire hurts, is because the lesson we learned that fire will burn, not by the existence fire will burn. Of course, don't try in your home. Just listen to the whole story. Then he got a little camphor and he held that finger which got burnt with his hand and asked me to touch the camphor with other hand. And he held my hand continuously. Slowly I could see from my stomach the fire spreading all over my body. The heat was increasing. But it was such pleasure, intense, pleasant experience and pleasure from inside. And it went, the temperature went to the extreme. The camphor which was touched by my other hand just lit up. To that level, my body temperature has gone up, but no pain, no suffering. It was pure pleasure. I still remember how he raised the whole, not just temperature, my cognition about fire. That's it. I realized even the so-called fundamental experience, like fire burns, is because you learned that way. You are delusionally learning, not because of its existence. He said, hey, அக்னி தத்துவமப்பா, அது வயிற்றுக்குள்ளே தான் இருக்கு. நம்ம வயிற்றுக்குள்ளே இருக்கிறது எப்படி துக்கம் கொடுக்கும்? He was trying to teach me in Tamil. I'm trying to repeat the words as it is. Fire is a principle, fundamental principle of existence, and it is there inside our stomach. Anything which is inside our stomach, how can that destroy us or burn us or disturb us? Skin is the Prithvi, the earth component of you. Fire is one more component of you. How can one component of you destroy another component of you when you are still alive as the master of you? He said, நீ உடம்புல இல்லாம போயிட்டா அப்போ உன்னோட ஒண்ணு அடிச்சுட்டு ஒன்னு கொடுத்துருச்சுன்னு சொன்னா சரி புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். ஆனா நீ உடம்புல இருக்கும்போது உன்னுடைய பாகங்கள் எப்படி ஒன்னு அழிக்க முடியும்? He was giving me the multi-dimensional logic, not binary logic. He says, when you are not inside the body, your own fire component has burnt your own earth component. At least that can be tolerated because you are not there. The head is not there. When the head is not there, the students can, like say, if the teacher is not there, the students can fight amongst each other and burn the classroom. But when the teacher is there, head is there, how can they fight with each other? He said, you are the head. When you are in the body, how can your fire element burn your earth element? I said, right. Practice on me. That one lesson he taught me, I realized multiple things. First thing, even the so-called worst sufferings are because you are taught it is a suffering, not because it is a reality. That's first lesson. Second, the hydrophobic material which keeps your DNA together. That hydrophobic material is filled with sound. See, being becomes identity through sound. Identity becomes physical expression of a person through fire. The person manifests is good, bad, right, wrong, everything through earth, the Prithvi element. See this satsang again to understand what I am saying. The sound component, Nada Tattva, sound principle, keeps consciousness and matter together. Means that is the first intervention into the hydrophobic component which keeps DNAs together, DNA's spare parts together. Guru, by giving the right sound, vibrations, cosmic principles in the form of Anagata Dvani, he gives new birth and breaks all the patterns passed through the generations inside you. If you think your lifespan, your existence is much more, then the idea of your pleasures will become different. The ideas about your pleasure will become different. Understand? If you think you are going to be having births and deaths, that's the truth, till you are enlightened. The births and deaths is going to be your life cycle. Then simply you know what is going to be your pleasure, what is going to be your pain, what should be your pleasure, what should be your pain. Having a larger vision, more clear vision about you. Actually, when you have more clear vision about you, all your actions will be aligned to that. Your pleasure, what you consider as pain, what you consider as pleasure, what you consider as good, what you consider as bad, everything will become different if what you consider as you changes. What you consider as you, if that changes, if you start understanding what you consider as you is little more than the immediate life you are observing. A common man looks at only the 20-25 years he is supposed to live healthily with all the so-called pleasure. By the time 25, he will have little money and freedom to do what he wants. By the time he's 50, over, everything. So this 25 years only you consider as life. That's if you consider only these 25 years as you and plan, that is what I call very, very short vision. Then all your strategies about you, life, everything will be vinasamcha, means destructible, based on destructible. If your strategies are based on something destructible, do not enjoy, do not expect long-term peace or bliss, because your strategy itself is not for that. When you are building your house itself, you are building with bamboo concrete, which lifespan is only 20 years. And then you expect your fourth generation to live in that house. You make a wall. This is for the photograph of all my first generation. Then this is my sons and daughters. That is for my grandsons and granddaughters. That is for my great-grandsons and great-granddaughters. The house itself is going to be only 20 years. See, before even the individual delusion, Maya, manifesting in me and going after my personal ideas about good, bad, what society teaches us as pleasure, pain, greed, lust, sex, pleasure, or comfort, luxury, whatever the individual goes through, before any of those patterns and artists developing in my system, my gurus made me realize I am expression of Paramashiva, I am manifestation of the principle, not individual. Understand? I am not individual, I am manifestation of principle. You need to understand. I am a manifestation of principle. Tattva, not an individual. Before even any identity or desires, fears of individual developing in my system, my gurus made me realize I am a principle, Tattva. Now I want to tell you, for living enlightenment, you need vision, not sacrifice. As long as you don't get the right vision, you need to have sacrifice. Till the vision is not clicked, you need sacrifice. Once the vision clicks, you don't need sacrifice. When I cut my thigh and went back to Annamalai Swamigal, he said, what you did is neither wrong nor right. I couldn't understand, what do you mean? He said, because of this cutting yourself, you got the click. Ultimately, that you are not the body. Actually, after that only he gave me the initiation into that Aham Spurana, the methodology of the Aham Spurana by great incarnation, Ramana Maharishi. It was transmitted to me by Annamalai Swamigal. So Ramana Maharishi is my Paramaguru. And Annamalai Swamigal transmitted that Aham Spurana, Anubhava into me, and which became reality when I was 12 when the Guru. After that, once Annamalai Swamigal was telling me, Now understand, the thing you did, cutting your thigh, is neither right nor wrong. Because you got the vision, you don't need sacrifice. You don't need to cut yourself again. If Annamalai Swami said cutting yourself is right, I would have been continuously doing that everywhere. And all of you will be sitting and cutting yourself. It is not right. Same way, it is not wrong. You need certain kind of ferociousness to do sacrifice till the vision kicks. That kind of ferociousness is required for the vision to kick. So because the ferociousness is required for the vision to kick, the experimenting on yourself, cutting yourself, your thigh was not wrong. Because it is not required regularly, once the vision kicks, it is not right. Understand it properly. Sacrifice is required only till the vision clicks. Once the vision clicks, you don't need sacrifice. Because living enlightenment does not need sacrifice. It only needs the vision clicking in you. But till the vision clicks, you need to have the patience and perseverance, will, persistence. For that, you need sacrifice. Shivanyana Anubhuti, Shivanyana Anubhava, Paramashivoham Anubhuti is a vision manifest, not torture or suffering. The sacred truth of the source of seeking, please understand. Your very biomemory vibrates. Your very biomemory actively functions only with some of the basic questions about life. What is pleasure? How can I have more? What is pain? How can I avoid that? What is life? Is this understandings help me? Is this understandings going to help me? What is joy? All these basic truths, basic understandings. How can I experience them? These basic questions about life only continues to make you function, act. Entertaining these basic questions. What is pain? How can I avoid it? What is joy? How can I have more? What is life? Please understand. How many times you may hear answer for these questions from your father, mother, uncle, society, teacher, finally from guru. How many other times you may listen answer for these questions? Listening to better and better answers for these questions and clicking with them is maturity. Listening your own answer and experiencing once for all is enlightenment. Understand? It's nothing but basic questions. What is life? What is death? Why suffering? Why pain? What is bliss? What is joy? How can I have more joy? How can I have less pain? What is it that is living inside me? What is it that changes inside me? What is it that does not change inside me? What is it that is making me move? What is it that is making me tired? What makes me exciting? What makes me feel bored? For these basic questions, if you have better and better answer and click with the better answers, that is called maturity. Naturally, the answer your friend gives when you are 5-year-old will be different. Your mother gives when you are 6-year-old, it will be different. When your father gives when you are 14 will be different. Finally, when you reach your guru, the answer he gives will be different. So clicking with better and better answers is maturity. Ultimately, clicking with your own answer, experience, and the question disappearing once for all is enlightenment. That is enlightenment. Understand the principle, cosmic truth. Listen carefully. Swadhisthana, fear-centric chakra. If you decide to get involved consciously in your fears, there will be one point you will reach God. Nothing more worst can happen to my existence externally or internally. There can't be any more pain, possible collapse for my external existence or internal existence. You will reach that and drop. That is the moment. The beautiful, powerful cognition will rise in you. From now, every second I am alive internally and I feel I am alive externally. Itself is a blessing. Nothing more is needed. I neither need bliss, joy inside me to be blissful, to feel fulfilled, nor I need something externally to feel fulfilled and complete. That experience will happen in you if you consciously involve with all your fears, fear fantasies, the patterns, the way the fear manifests in you. Overpowering you. This layer, the mental layer, manomaya kosha, strong thought currents overpowering you is the biggest incompletion stored in manomaya kosha, the mental layer. Please listen. In the mental layer, the
powerful, strongest incompletion recorded, strongest incompletion stored is thought currents overpowering you, making you powerless. In this layer, we store all the pain patterns. We store all the pain patterns. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain. All the pains are reduced to mental pain and recorded in your being. Please understand physical pain also. When it is recorded in your mind, it becomes only mental pain. It is the mental pain about physical pain, that's all. Physical pain, all of you know. If somebody hits you, what happens? It's the physical pain. Mental pain is, if you are not respected somewhere the way you expect to be respected. Emotional pain is somebody whom you really love or trust cheats you. And spiritual pain, conscious pain is pain of not achieving what you want to achieve in your life. Listen, these four major pains get stored in your pain body, in your mental layer. Mental layer is pain body. That is where all the pains are stored. I'll lead you into a very powerful process to get you out of this mess you created for yourself. Each thought current overpowering you and torturing you, even though you don't want them. Now I tell you, sit, recall each and every incident, relive them in your inner space. Write them down. I commit with you, today with this Samskara Dahana Kriya, I'll complete all your pain patterns because they are not worthy of carrying. You have a stupid U-Haul service. Constantly your pain being transferred wherever you go. This U-Haul service does its job even if you don't call them. That's the problem. The unique process we will do now, you are literally going to write your autobiography. Understand? This process is called Samskara Dahana Kriya. Start with the earliest memories of your life. Recall all the unpleasant incidents of your life, the ones that brought you mental, physical, emotional, conscious pains. Recall each incident, relive it in your inner space intensely. Go back to the same situation, same emotion, same thinking pattern, same understanding, same experience. Go back to that age, bring that same emotion, bring that same experience. After reliving, write down each incident clearly, as if you are writing a story. Do not censor anything, do not avoid any incidents. Write each and every incident. Don't censor, do it really, really sincerely. Go ahead. Let's get for next session. Thank you. Be blissful.
Swamiji has very beautifully revealed about pain and the types of pain that we carry. Throughout our lives, we have so many different patterns that we build, that we create, based on which we experience pain. Here, Swamiji revealed a very, very important truth. What is pain? What are the types of pain that one carries? Nithyananda, can I request all the participants to please come and settle down? Because it's a very, very important session. Today we have a very special initiation. We're going to be having another darshan today. So I request all the participants to please come and settle down. All those who are listening, can I request all of you to please put yes in the chat? If you are listening, if you are here, please put yes in the chat. Ma Madeline, Ma Nithya Ma Wui Huang. All those who are listening, please put yes in the chat. Nithyananda, Ma Vinuta Nagaraj, and Ma Bobby Ravikumar. Is this room able to hear us? I see some of you have posted no audio. Ma Kumati Kalachalvan, VP Babuji, Gokila Damodaran. If you're all able to hear us, can I request all of you to put yes in the chat, please? See, this is a very, very important session. So just want to make sure none of you are missing it out. Ma Margarita Vasconcelos. Okay, thank you, Mama Vinuta. All the others who are listening, please put yes in the chat. Ma Kathleen Kring, great. Thank you, Ma. Mananda Mahapurna, Ma Isabel, Ma Agama Priya, Ma Sarlananda, Ma Herish Lak, Ma Elnar Mayor, and Maheshwari Kumar Vinayagam, Ma Agama Priya. Okay, great. Thank you all. Thank you for posting in the chat. We're going to be now entering into a very, very important exercise. you have posted, you're listening in the chat. See, this is a very important exercise because with this understanding only, we will be able to train ourselves to go beyond pain and suffering in life. So this is a very, very important exercise to do. So I request all of you have a notebook and pen and keep it ready.
The problem why we suffer is because we're taught from a very young age. We're taught that suffering is real. Suffering is a fact. Suffering actually does not exist. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. There's a very beautiful reference for this. And Nithyananda reads about this pain and suffering. Paramashivoham न चित्तं निक्षिपे दुःखे न सुखे वा परिक्षिपे वैरविज्ञायता मध्ये किं तत्त्वम् I'm so sorry. I hope now you're able to hear me. I really apologize for that. I'm just going to be chanting the Shastra Pramana again. This is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, where Paramashiva reveals to Devi in Sutra 103, Dharana 80, Paramashiva reveals to Parashakti about what is the sorrow and pain. Paramashiva says, न चित्तं निक्षिपे दुःखे न सुखे वा परीक्षिपेत् भैरविज्ञायता मध्ये किं तत्त्वम् अविशिष्यते. Neither dwell or place your awareness on sorrow, pain, nor joy or pleasure. O Bhairavi, know to place your mind and awareness in between these two, where there is a center of pain and pleasure, joy and sorrow. Then you will see the existential reality that you reveal to you. Let's understand this a little more. What is it that Paramashiva is revealing as a center that we need to focus on? And it says very clearly, neither of these, neither the joy, nor the suffering, nor the pain, nor the pleasure, none of these are real. Why is Paramashiva revealing that? What is it? What is Paramashiva actually talking about? The problem with suffering, how does suffering actually start in you? Take a few minutes. Look in, you yourself will start understanding this. Every time you suffer, it is like almost a series of events starting from a particular incident. Those cognitions are cherished again and again and again. Let us say that in your school, you feel that you want to be the leader of your class. But somehow your friend who you think is less capable is chosen to be the class leader, and you feel like life is very, very partial towards you. You go on having this cognition inside of you. And after 10 years, 15 years, you're sitting in your office and there's a new project that's coming up, a very high project, like a high yielding project. Again, the same thing kicks in. You start feeling like, oh, even though I'm capable, I'm anyway not going to get the chance because life is partial. You won't even have a full thinking through. It'll be like almost an automated reaction, like how you set macros in your Google Sheets or your systems. We set macros where you set an automatic trigger, or in your smart homes, you just click one button and all the things that needs to happen, whether the fan needs to turn on, light needs to turn on, it all happens automatically, right? Literally like that, we have a trigger system inside of us. But the root of the trigger system needs to be addressed. Unless that root, that center point is addressed, we're always going to be caught between this pain and suffering, and we will not even have a clarity as to how to handle ourselves. So first, we are going to be addressing the fundamental root of the suffering. No? We try to look at pain and suffering as real experience. Understand? Let's say there is a swan flying up in the sky. There's a pond. Okay. Now, the reflection of the swan falls on the pond. Any waves in the pond, or let's say someone throws a stone on the pond, will it hurt the swan? Can I request all of you to put yes or no? Any stones thrown on the pond, will it affect the reflection of the swan? What do you all think? No. Okay. No. Thank you. Yes, I see all of you putting no. Thank you, Maprimatavasi. The Smiley Mayor, Kathleen thing also put no. Okay. No. Same way, understand. Our existence as Paramashiva is the supreme swan. See, when we say our existence as Paramashiva, right, we're not talking about some distant, some ancient, or some deep part of you which you're not aware of, which does not exist for you right now experientially. No. The core part of you, actually look in, okay? Look into all your crisis, through all your pain, even in your worst painful moment, there is one part of you, through all your pain, through all your suffering, through all your joys, through all your sorrows, there is one part of you, the core part of you, which has no suffering. How many of you have noticed that? How many of you have observed? Sometimes the incident might be so bad, you would have like had bad suffering, you would have gone through a lot. But even at those situations, if you just look in, there'll be one part of you which will still somehow have some hope for somewhere you'll see light in the end of the tunnel kind of a thing. Somewhere you'll see, yes, it could change. How many of you have experienced, or how many of you have at least observed that in few situations? Understand that core component of us, which neither gets too happy by pleasures, which neither gets too pained by the situations outside, which neither gets angry, which nor gets sad, which neither gets jealous, nor feels hatred, it does not feel violence, it does not feel anything, not just bad emotions, even the so-called good emotions like happiness. It is absolutely doesn't have any of these emotions. It just sits in that Paramashanta Swarupa, exuding with peace. That part of us is Paramashiva. So Paramashiva is not a distant reality you have to sit and meditate for 12 years to identify. No. Every time you suffer in pain, what we all do is we all like block that Paramashiva in front of us. Now, let me give you all an example, okay? If now each of you are there in front of me, you are seeing me in the camera, correct? Now, if I put something on top of me, for example, if I'm going to cover myself with a cloth, I'm going to be temporarily not visible to you. Does that mean my existence I have become devoid of my existence? No, I still exist, but the temporary cloth that is put in front of me is going to make you not see me, correct? How many of you are catching it? Here, Swami explained a very, very beautiful truth. The core part of us that we are, that always exists in Paramashiva. But what do we do the moment you're born?
You see, whenever people have some kind of one scolds the other, one person cries. Whenever one person gives sweets to someone or shares something good to someone, they experience love. You see all these emotions and you pick up. You borrow the idea of love, you borrow the idea of hatred, you borrow the idea of jealousy, you borrow the idea of anger. So what happens is like I'm adding one cloth on me, second, third, fourth, and layers. And then it is like at some point you forget that I exist behind all of these. And you believe, oh, this is just a plain cloth. That's how we all think of existence. We think, I am just human being. Paramashiva is a distant possibility. No, he's not some distant possibility thrown out in the space. He is existing inside of you simultaneously as he exists in Kailasa. Now, Swami explained in this session, right, about pain. All the ideas of pain is like the layers of cloth that you add. Whether you put, if this cloth is torn or whether this cloth is dirty, whether this cloth is clean, whether this cloth is smelling bad, but that is not going to affect me who's behind all of this. Same way, the Paramashiva component in us cannot be affected or touched by any of it. Understanding? How many of you are catching it? How many of you are clicking with it? How many of you are clicking with it? Please put yes in the chat and you all can post what you're understanding. Okay, now, if you just look back into your life based on this, you will simply see an amazing way the way you look at life will completely change. Okay, now, listen very carefully. Look into your life. First, identify the concepts of pain you built. All the different concepts of pain that you carry. From where did you carry? How did you build it? Start with the earliest memories of your life. Recall all the unpleasant incidents, the ones that brought you mental, physical, emotional, conscious pains. Recall each incident, relive it in your inner space. Okay? Recall each of those incidents and relive them in your inner space intensely. First thing you're going to do is you're going to write down, even if you can just write down 5 incidents. Okay? Write down each of it. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, conscious pain. In each of these layers, write down something that's been very, very painful for you, which you have not been able to get over. It could be something that happened long back, something that happened yesterday. Pen them down. I request every one of you to do it because this will only help you overcome the pain. Now, in the next step of the process, relive deeply. Understand each of these moments of pain that you carry inside you sits inside you. Write down each of this as if you are writing a story. Write it such that the whole pain is completely moved away. Let us take 3-4 minutes for this. Please pen down. Now, let us all enter into the next session where we learn about obsessive compulsive reactionary pattern. It's a very, very important session. So I request all of you to provide your complete listening to this because this is now going to take your completion to the very depth.
If you see a snake and become powerless, shaken, it is fear. If you are thinking anytime snake may come, anywhere, and what will happen to you? It is phobia. I can give you one more example for phobia. Even the iPad screen or the cell phone screen, that screen, if there is a snake photo, you will not touch. You will not put your finger near the mouth. How many of you have this? That is phobia. Understand? That is not fear. It's not going to come out of the iPad and hit you. Listen. Fear is different. Phobia is different. Fear disturbs your integrity, but not completion. Completion is disturbed only by phobias. Look in and analyze. You will understand what I am saying. I'll expand on fears more. Listen. For example, fear of death. You always feel, I can handle when it comes. When it comes, you may not be able to handle. That will only disturb your integrity. Means where you respond, where you react. But inner space, you always come to terms with all the possible actual fears. It is love, your inner space. Whatever understanding your inner space has, if you are able to make it, live it in reality, that's called integrity. Listen. In the inner space, you may feel, hey, I know, I can face it when it comes. And when it comes, if you're able to face it, it's integrity. If you have confidence only inside and you are not able to face it, When it actually comes, it's only completion, not integrity. Listen, I'm analyzing deeper and deeper and taking you to the deeper and deeper level of completion. And I want everyone to watch this session, today's session, before coming to Inner Awakening or Suddhadvaitam, as an introduction to completion and integrity. Listen, anything which disturbs your completion is compulsive thought current. Anything which disturbs your integrity is compulsive behavior pattern. Compulsive thought currents need to be completed first. How to? All of you know. There's a clear completion method, completion technique, and technology available. Pick it up and practice. Take this as this week homework. All the compulsive thought currents you have, bring completion to it. And all the compulsive behavior patterns you have, bring completion to it. That is integrity. It can be as simple as you have to have a cup of coffee before going to your washroom in the morning, or as complicated as deep violence mixed even in your romance, in your love. Look in. That is the most complicated, compulsive thought current. The drinking water and sewage water getting mixed. Unfortunately for us also, the pipelines are very close. The plumbing is very close. The violence.
Liberating yourself from obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern and its suffocation is liberating yourself from delusion. Listen. The greatest suffering is identifying yourself with your obsessive, compulsive reaction and suffocation it brings in your life as you. I'll repeat. Obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern. You identify yourself with that pattern, and not only you identify yourself with that pattern, all the suffocation that pattern brings. You start blaming everyone other than you. That is, I tell you, this is the worst delusion in the life. Even if you drink a cup of coffee, because of the obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern, it is drinking poison. Because the coffee is going to strengthen this obsessive, compulsory, reactionary pattern. Obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern. Listen intensely and listen carefully. Delusion. Saying that they are all suffocating me, instead of looking inside and solving it, attending to it. Obsessive, compulsory, reactionary pattern, associating, identifying yourself with that pattern, and suffocating yourself and blaming everyone. Oh, this person made me to believe this pattern. This person is suffocating me. This person put the pattern in me. This person is torturing me. You blame everyone around the world, other than taking the responsibility and completing and getting out of it. And I've also seen people waste their time, money, pressure, life, talent, everything in stupid sicknesses. Actually, there won't be sickness. It is just obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern became so deep in their system. Even they started lying to themselves. They lie to themselves so strongly, they manifest, they create diseases inside. Actually, there is no disease outside. But if you tell them, they won't listen. Actually, they don't have any disease. But if you tell them, they won't listen. So I also tell, okay, give medical care, do whatever they want. Only when they realize the guru, they'll get out of the disease. I tell you, I have made thousands of people achieve liberation, enlightenment itself, just by breaking this one pattern, just by breaking this one pattern. Obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern.
Invoke cosmic being in your identity. You can invoke Ganesha or Subramanya, Shiva, Devi, Vishnu, Surya, any one of the cosmic being, Guru. Listen, invoke cosmic being in your identity. You will manifest such extraordinary energy and higher life. Understand? Fundamentally, Hinduism is science of invoking cosmic beings in you. That is why before even you start developing the primal OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Understand? The primal OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, you start developing before the age of 7. What I call as root pattern. Being driven by fear and greed. Please understand. Listen carefully. All human beings, other than who are initiated before the age of 7 and started manifesting their Ishta Devata, other than those few, blessed, fortunate, who are initiated and started manifesting their Ishta Devata before the age of 7, everyone else is suffering with OCD. People who brainwash you, methodology they use to brainwash you, and how you start getting brainwashed in the initial level, and how it evolves as obsessive compulsive disorder. After some time, even if you know you have enough money to buy anything which money can buy, even after acquiring so much money, you don't stop working for money, because by now it has become obsessive compulsive disorder. I tell you, the corona has taught a big lesson for humanity. Money is not security for life or future. I wanted to tell every human being, consciousness, rich consciousness is the most powerful security. If you can manifest that power, if you can just live blissfully in an untouched way, if you can just radiate consciousness within you and the people around you, that is the most powerful, important security. I tell you. I'll now organize the way, present it to you all. Listen. First thing, get initiated and start manifesting the cosmic being in your identity. Understand? Paramashiva exists. He is a living being, all powerful, all knowing, who just creates, maintains, destroys, rejuvenates, puts in delusion, pulls out of delusion, liberates. Who plays with these tattvas and principles. He is a living being, alive, who can respond to you now. Invoke him in your identity, what you feel as you, the core of you. Listen. When you invoke him, invoking him in you needs only two things: initiation and your conscious will persistence, requesting him, asking him to manifest in you. Invoke him. The fear-based obsessive compulsive disorders become irrelevant. Understand? Listen carefully. I am not saying don't go for a job. I am not saying don't make money. No. I am only saying don't do it as a OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Do it out of extreme clarity. Hindu is a being who invokes cosmic being in his identity. Your Ishta Devata becomes your core existence. You can have, the Hinduism gives beautiful choices. You can connect with Ganesha, Subramanya, Shiva. Shiva's multiple forms: Nataraja, Kalabhairava, Swarnadarshana Bhairava, Somaskanda, Tyagaraja, Arunachaleshwara, Sundareshwara, Sukha. Different forms of Paramashiva, Dakshinamurti, Veerbhadra. Different forms you can connect. Parashakti, Vishnu, Krishna, Rama, Hanuman, Surya. You can choose your Ishta Devata in Hindu tradition. Understand? Invoke the Ishta Devata in your identity. Morning when you wake up, your waking up should not be obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. No. It should be IID, Ishta inspired decision. Not OCD, but IID, Ishta inspired decision. Use this word. Ishta inspired decision. IID, not OCD. I tell you. When you react based on OCD, you feel stuck, suffocated. You don't know how to do, what to do, and finally end up in literally depression, frustration, living dead, or suicide itself. All the problems of the human life, all the sufferings and pains humanity is going through, the source is OCD. You started developing from your root pattern before the age of 7. From your root pattern, you develop your OCD. That is why in Hindu tradition, as early as possible, the child should be initiated and it should start manifesting Ishta Devata. Ishta Devata inspired, Ishta Devata mantra, Ishta Devata manifesting in its being. See, for example, morning, the moment I became aware of this world, the first thing is Paramashiva manifesting. There is no OCD for me to jump out of bed. No fear or greed or OCD to jump out of bed. Paramashiva is manifesting. Come on. Now Paramashiva will do his work. What a way to wake up. Understand? Waking up due to OCD manifests all types of complications and problems. Anyone who can wake up early morning due to IID, Ishta Devata inspired decision. No OCD. IID, Ishta Devata inspired decision. Just 11 days. I guarantee all your blood pressure, diabetes, everything will become normal. There will not be any stress on your system. Ganapati is real. He's a living cosmic being. When you invoke him, he actually comes with a big elephant face, pot belly, Brahmanda in his belly, and asks, oh my son, what do you want? Oh my dear, what do you want? Why do you invoke me? He is real. Please understand. I am not spreading any superstition. I am telling you. They are really, really real. Don't think they are just some principle painting done by some rishi to explain certain concept and principle. They are real beings, cosmic beings. One advantage my disciples have, see, all my disciples who feel, hey, Swamiji will not lie to me and he will only tell the truth to me. For you guys who have that feeling, hey, Swamiji will tell only the truth to me, he will not lie to me. The biggest advantage you have is your being immediately connects with that consciousness, with that beings. Your identity opens with them because your identity is convinced that Swamiji told Ganesha is real, he is real. Swamiji told Kailasa is real, he is real. Swamiji told Paramashiva is real, he is real. That is the way actual initiation happens. That one initiation and connection happens between you and me, I know for sure you will be enlightened. Today or tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you will be enlightened, no doubt. All your lifestyle can be moved away from OCD to IID. I tell you. All your decisions and its good, bad efforts, results, success, failure, everything finally take it to Paramashiva and cry. Want to express your frustration, express it to him. Want to express your love, express it to him. Want to show your gratitude, show it to him. Want to fight with him. Do everything with your Ishtadevata. It can be Ganapati, it can be Shiva, it can be Muruga, it can be your Guru. I tell you, just practice this one. In few weeks, your life will start moving from obsessive compulsive disorder based to Ishtadevata inspired decision based. IID. You are liberated, I tell you. For each nama, each mantra, remember that your Ishtadevata is real. Please understand, the concept of Ishtadevata is unique to Hindu tradition. I want all of you to know, I connect with the ultimate as Paramashiva and Parashakti. But I am absolutely sure, listen to this statement, even if you think Vishnu is the ultimate, you will achieve ultimate. If you think Ganapati is ultimate, you will achieve ultimate. If you think Parashakti is ultimate, you will achieve ultimate. If you think Subramanya is ultimate, you will achieve ultimate. If you think Surya is ultimate, you will achieve ultimate. Please understand. Parabrahma, Paramashiva, Parashakti, Paramaparam of Vishnu. All this leads you to the ultimate, makes you experience ultimate. Please understand. The truth of Ishtadevata is unique to Hinduism. Let me tell you very clearly, I am revealing this truth, the ultimate secret, with the permission of Paramashiva, with the blessings of Kalabhairava. It is the truth as it is. Never ever worry which form of the God you are worshipping or connected. Decide that form is the Parama for you, ultimate. That's all. If you want, you can add the Parama, ultimate, to that your Ishtadevata's cognition about you. If Ganapati is your Ishtadevata, decide Mahaganapati, Paramaganapati, Paramburule, Mahaganapati, Paramburule, or the ultimate reality, O Mahaganapati. That's all. That's all. If you are feeling very deeply connected to Kalabhairava, say Paramburule, Mahakalabhairava, Kalabhairava, Paramburule, Kalabhairava, Paramashivame. That's it. If you are connected to Vishnu, Paramapada, Paramburule, Mahavishnu. That's it. Understand? This Ishtadevata is the unique truth of Hinduism. I should say the Ishtadevata principle, truth, is the real ultimate grand narrative of Hinduism. Hinduism does not stand on one definition of God. Anybody who puts one definition of God on you is putting Kashtadevata on you. Because man cannot go through just one idea and reach the ultimate. No. Ishtadevata is the only antidote for all Kashtadevata. Listen carefully. The grand narrative of Hinduism is the truth of Ishtadevata, where the ultimate is available to you in the form you love, the form you like, and the form with which you want to relate. There is no small God, big God in Hinduism. If you decide Padanattambadi Karupanna Swami is your Ishtadevata, he is the Parabrahma, Parambul, Paramashiva for you. If you decide Pandi Munishwara is your Ishtadevata, he is the Parabrahma, Parambul, Paramashiva for you. If you decide Angala Parameshwari is the Ishta Devata for you. She is the Parashakti, ultimate Paramashivoham Swarupini. Changing the Ishta Devata on the course of journey is perfectly all right. Nothing wrong. Hinduism does not say you cannot change the Ishta Devata. You only has to do one thing. Yesterday, if you were worshipping Rama as your Ishta Devata, today you suddenly decided you are going to worship Kali as your Ishta Devata. Decide, O Parabrahman, O the ultimate. Yesterday I was worshipping you in the form of Rama. From today I want you to appear and connect with me in the form of Kali. So I merge the superconscious form of Rama into the superconscious form of Kali, and from now I bow down to Kali. That's it. All the tapas, sadhana, spiritual practice you did is going to continue. It's not that all that has gone or waste or you have to start again from the zero. No. I'm telling you from my experience. Just merge immediately the same strength with which you had darshan of Rama in your inner space. You will see Kali appears. The principle of Ishta Devata is one of the ultimate truth revealed in Veda Agamic scriptures. That is the ultimate grand narrative of Hinduism. This will integrate Hindus, and this is going to be the future grand narrative of Hinduism. Now listen deeply. I'll give you elaborate examples. Whole Hinduism is focused on human beings experiencing conscious sovereignty. Listen. Fundamentally, mind binds you, chains you to patterns, obsessive, compulsive, reactionary behavior patterns, many other bondages, illusions, delusions. Mind binds you, chains you. It takes away the conscious sovereignty of the human being, and it takes away the best way the human beings can exist naturally, dharmically, a simple human existence. And the best things that simple human conscious existence can manifest, everything is hijacked, taken away, chained, bound by mind. And when you start manifesting ferociousness and break the patterns, manifest powers, your mind is transformed into supermind. Bhagavan Aurobindo elaborately explains the science of making the mind into supermind. I would like to sincerely recommend all of you to read the book, The Divine Life. The whole book is about the science of transforming mind into divine, mind into supermind. So, listen. The book, The Life Divine, that explains the science more detailed, elaborate way. I'll be very happy if all my disciples get that book, all my followers get that book and read. Now let me give you the essence. Listen. The economical independence, social freedom, having the life of multiple choices, luxuries, comforts, having multiple options and choices as freedom, cultural enlightenment, all this. I am not against any of this, but conscious sovereignty is far beyond all this. Listen. Mind gives you the freedom of choices and options by taking away your conscious sovereignty. It is like how the anti-Hindu civilizations, how the people who want to destroy Hinduism, they put the Hindus in jail. Then in the jail, they try to show their compassion and love. Oh, do you want to eat idli or chapati or roti? We will serve anything you want. See how compassionate we are. Hey! Missionary militants and militant missionaries, how they stole our conscious sovereignty by selling lies, abuses to us. They stole our conscious sovereignty, and then they are trying to show that they are bringing freedom for us. Please understand. One of the worst things done to Hindu civilization is your conscious sovereignty is stolen from you. Listen. Even 100 years before, a practicing Hindu who understands Hinduism used to have conscious sovereignty as the lifestyle, even everyday decisions about his food, his clothes, his jewels, his medicine, his relationships, every decision he used to make out of conscious sovereignty. Hey, when you have stomach pain, the anti-Hindu gang, the militant missionaries and missionary militants give you the option of this chemical, that chemical, that chemical, that chemical. That is giving you the choices, freedom. this cream you want to apply, that chemical you want to apply. So out of your idea about freedom of choices, you choose between any one of these chemical. Without knowing, once you start taking this chemical, now you are going to have a bigger diseases and your body is going to be the income source for them. You are going to be enslaved forever. But if you had a conscious sovereignty, you just know, stop eating. Allow my consciousness to manifest in my body and heal myself. Please understand, in so many levels, your conscious freedom, conscious sovereignty has been stolen with the character of choices and options as a freedom. It's like a child has inherited $1 billion wealth, and one fellow suddenly enters the scene and hijacks the whole $1 billion and gives the option to the child. You want candy or Barbie doll? See, I'm giving you so many options. I'm such a good person. I'm taking care of you. Stolen $1 billion from that baby, which is his inheritance, showing few candies and toys and making that baby believe that this fellow is a good guy and protects the baby. Worst thing is, last 100 years, Hindus have started believing like that baby and completely cheated, got cheated. The militant missionaries and missionary militants have convinced Hindus the freedom of choices and options are more glorious, colorful, spicy than the conscious sovereignty. Listen, I am not against economical independence, political sovereignty, cultural enlightenment, having options and choices as freedom, luxuries of life. I'm not against any of this. I am just against stealing your conscious sovereignty, showing all this. Understand? If needed, everything else can be given away just for conscious sovereignty. Conscious sovereignty is worthy of everything. Let me explain conscious sovereignty. Conscious sovereignty means I know I am consciousness. I manifested this body, this life, and I am going to be working on exhausting any bondage, chains put on me in the form of obsessive, compulsive behavior patterns, reactionary patterns, any other bondage put on me. I will exhaust those karmas and break from those bondages. I will be ferocious and break those patterns and liberate myself, manifest powers, and reclaim my conscious sovereignty. This is my life. How many ever buts I take, I know this is my life. Having this clarity, and whether you are facing a headache or headache giver or worst thing you think in your life. So for some people, poverty is the worst thing. They're ready to die, but they don't want to live in poverty. For some people, death is the worst thing. They're ready to go through anything, but they don't want death. For some people, loneliness is the worst thing. They're ready to go through anything, but they don't want loneliness. Listen. Nothing is worst in your life other than losing conscious sovereignty. Even in the worst situations, if you make strategies, decisions from your conscious sovereignty, you already started living enlightenment. Conscious sovereignty is too important. Don't lose that. Ferociously, not softly, not politely, not mildly, but ferociously breaking the obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns is power manifestation. Paramashiva's powers manifest to beings who powerfully, ferociously break obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns. This one statement, take it very sincerely. Even once you behave with your obsessive, compulsive, reactionary pattern ferociously and break one pattern and manifest powers, the kind of the courage you will feel, you will straight walk towards enlightenment. Because after that, every obstruction, every barricade, every stopping will look very funny. In Sanskrit, we have two words, Vada, Pradivada, Kandana, Mandana. Means, churning the logic till you achieve the nectar of understanding, realization. Kandamandra means the removing all the things which does not exist but gives you the feeling it exists. See, I tell you, it is just like two edges of the cloth. One edge you say life is suffering, one edge you say life is bliss. But when you move to any one edge, you will become enlightened. You will jump out of that, you will fall out of that edge. Please understand, enlightenment is falling out of this. Life is this. One edge is life is bliss, one edge is life is suffering. Go to any one extreme, prove your cognizance, you will jump out of it. You will become enlightened. Whether you believe Buddha, life is suffering, or whether you believe me, life is bliss, if you align your cognizance to that one belief, you will become enlightened. But suffering is part of life is not going to liberate you. Who said that? Suffering is part of life is not what Buddha taught. You heard. That is what you heard, but didn't say suffering is part of life. You heard. Buddha did not say. Buddha said life is suffering. There's a big difference between suffering is part of life and life is suffering. Align to anyone, you'll be liberated. Whatever you know as life is suffering. So escape from it. I wanted you to know some of the basic truths. When Buddha declared life is suffering, when I read that statement first, I said, no, what is this? This fellow, such a pessimist. Starting with the statement, life is suffering. Now, I agree with Buddha with all respects. Unless you learn that word first, you do not develop perseverance. Man do not develop vyavasayatmika buddhi, perseverance, unless he understands that statement. Life is suffering. Life is dukkha. See, the big problem is, when you feel life is joy, when you believe life is joy, you tend to wander. You take up one project. Suddenly you feel the other project glitters more. The other side is more greenery. Wow. I think that life is more joyful, more green, more shining, more pravala. Let me jump. You jump there. From there, when you look at the other side, wow, that looks more shiny, more beautiful, more powerful, great. Let me jump there. You jump there. Markada vairagya. In Sanskrit, we have a word called renunciation of the monkey. Monkey renounces one branch to catch other branch, but it doesn't stay with that branch. Within 2 seconds, it catches some other branch and renounces this branch also. Markada vairagya. Renunciation of the monkey. No? When Bhagavan Buddha says, life is suffering, his first statement is that only. Life is dukkha. Suffering. I attest, I second his opinion. Only when you understand life is suffering, you learn perseverance. When you take up a project, when you face suffering, you understand, hey, life is suffering. Let me stand with this suffering, with this project and see the end of it. Truth is life is joy. Fact is life is suffering. Till you experience truth, better be with fact. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, keha gurunantana, perseverance. In any level, in any project, whether it is the inner world or outer world. Understand, even living enlightenment is a project. Jivan Mukti is a project. You take it up. It's a project, you take it up. To achieve the end of it, in the initial level, believing life is suffering will be much better. Because you will have perseverance. When you face different sufferings, different problems, you will know, life is suffering. Let me be stable. The stability will happen in you. When you don't understand life is suffering, the stability does not happen in you. There's a term I learned just 2 days before. Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Just 2 days before, I was learning this word. I have teachers all around me. See, when you are ready to learn, you will have teachers, everybody all around you. Quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Let both of us be together. This is the way the collective illusions are spread. Collective delusions are created. For thousands of years, people are believing earth is flat because of collective delusion. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Collective delusion is the worst suffering a man can have. When you know life is suffering, you will have the perseverance. You will have the determination. You will have the vyavasayatmika buddhi. If you believe life is suffering, you will have the perseverance. You will have the determination to be stable and achieve. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, fixed resolve. I tell you, which is a basic requirement for external and internal enlightenment. External and internal success. External and internal achievements. Once actually I landed upon a very deep, strong, sacred cognition in my life that I cannot be hurt. I cannot have any pain. I am the Atma. Atma cannot have any pain, suffering, nothing. It is pure space. It was so powerful and so strong. I went and took the knife and cut my thigh to check it. A child will not have guts to take a knife and cut himself to check. Understand, I tell you. The power of the cognition was so much. I could not control myself, testing it on me because I was too excited. Of course, I needed few more understanding. See, I'm the Atma, soul. I'm not the body. and I cannot be destroyed, I don't have pain, I'm beyond sufferings, then I should have tested that on my Atma, not on my body. I've tested it on with something I'm not. So the experience is sitting in the Atma, the cognition is sitting in the consciousness. But experimenting, I'm doing it on my body. That understanding I gathered little later. But that cognition was so powerful. Even when there was a pain on the body, I did not feel bad for what I did. I did not feel bad about testing it. It was such an ecstasy. Wow, like a long journey is over. Now I don't need to run around anywhere here and there. I am that rest, that restful awareness, that cognition was such an ecstasy.
When I cut my thigh and went back to Annamalai Swamigal, he said, what you did is neither wrong nor right. I couldn't understand what do you mean. He said, because of this cutting yourself, you got the click. Ultimately, that you are not the body. Actually, after that only he gave me the initiation into that Aham Spurana, the methodology of the Aham Spurana by great incarnation, Ramana Maharshi. It was transmitted to me by Annamalai Swamigal. Ramana Maharshi is my Paramaguru. Annamalai Swamigal transmitted that Aham Spurana, Anubhava into me, and which became reality when I was 12 in the Pavadakundru. After that, once Annamalai Swamigal was telling me, now understand, the thing you did cutting your thighs, neither right nor wrong. Because you got the vision, you don't need sacrifice, you don't need to cut yourself again. If Annamalai Swamigal said cutting yourself is right, I would have been continuously doing that everywhere. And all of you will be sitting and cutting yourself. It is not right. Same way, it is not wrong. You need certain kind of a ferociousness to do sacrifice till the vision clicks. That kind of ferociousness is required for the vision to click. So because the ferociousness is required for the vision to click, the experimenting on yourself, cutting yourself, your thigh was not wrong. Because it is not required regularly, once the vision clicks, it is not right. Understand it properly. Sacrifice is required only till the vision clicks. Once the vision clicks, you don't need sacrifice. Because living enlightenment does not need sacrifice. It only needs the vision clicking in you. But till the vision clicks, you need to have the passions and perseverance, will, persistence. For that, you need sacrifice. Shivanyana Anubhuti, Shivanyana Anubhava, Paramashivanyana Anubhuti is a vision manifest, not torture or suffering.
The fundamental cognitions are the principles, the foundation principles you cognize decides whether you are going to build a materialistic ecosystem around you, so-called rational ecosystem around you, or an enlightened ecosystem around you. Please understand. All the so-called conclusions of the science and rationality is not rationally rational or scientifically scientific. All the cognitions, politicians, social leaders trying to infuse into you are not absolute truth or absolute right. Understand? Neither the cognitions are absolute truth, nor they are rationally rational or scientifically scientific. But unfortunately, the cognitions you cognize decides the quality of life you are going to have. Understand? The ultimate Tyagi, Paramashiva, reveals all the truths as it is in Vedas and Agamas for every one of us to live enlightenment and create an enlightenment ecosystem around us. Please understand. I want to tell you some of my own experiences. If you cognize life is pain, you are going to go on create pain. If you cognize life is bliss, you will go on be creating bliss. If you cognize life is hard work, you are going to go continuously going to create hard work. If you cognize life is joy, you are going to continuously manifest joy. The good news is cognition is conscious process. You can recreate, rebuild, reform, rejuvenate, reinvent, recreate as you want. Cognition is conscious process, not unconscious, random happening. It's a conscious process. You can recreate, rejuvenate, reinvent, redesign, rebuild. Your conscious process.
Smaranat Mukti. Remembrance liberates. Understand? I was seeing during my morning settling down period, when I was settling down from Samadhi, I was seeing what is the most important thing I should remind people. I saw Paramashiva revealing, remind people to remember. Constantly write remembrance. Understand? Whatever I need to tell, I've already told. Enough has been told. Understand? Literally last 41 years of my public life, I have said whatever need to be said. And I'm going to continue to say, continue to reveal. All these will be useful to you only if you remember them in right moment. So essence of whatever I said, saying, going to say is remember the right powerful cognition in right moment. Whatever I said, saying, going to say, essence of all of that is Smaranat Mukti. Right remembrance liberates. I can see clearly how beautifully, systematically my life evolved. Just manifested. Understand? When you remember the right powerful cognitions in right time, immediately liberation. Anything does not liberate is not right remembrance. Anywhere the right remembrance happens, immediate liberation. Listen. Life is all about how many times you remember powerful cognitions and experience liberation, and how many people you help to remember powerful cognition and manifest enlightenment. That's all. That's all. Get real powerful cognitions. Understand? The more and more people you support to get powerful cognitions, the more and more you will manifest powerful cognitions. Paramashiva says, when you make one person have Siva Diksha, whatever japa he does, the punya he gets and the same punya you also get. It's an ultimate cosmic blessing you can get for yourself and for the world. Now, remember this one powerful cognition, Smaranat Mukti. Remembrance liberates. Remembering right cognitions at right time liberates. Empowers, enlightens. Remembrance enlightens. Smaranat Mukti. If I have to literally translate that word, Smaranat Mukti, into English. Right remembrance enlightens and empowers. Right remembrance liberates, enlightens, empowers. Smaranat Mukti Arunachalam. Being with that which neither need to be remembered, can be remembered, nor can be forgotten, or possibly no need to remember it. Anyway, you can't forget it. Being in that space is Arunachala Smaranam. Now I'll initiate all of you whatever I received from my Guru Parampara. I'll transmit that to all of you. Listen. Brahma Aksharam. Maha Aksharam. It means just the 3 dot in Tamil letter. 3 dot. It's called means just put your throat on your upper palate. Lock the throat into the upper palate. Listen. Listen sincerely. I'll repeat. Brahma Aksharam. The Maha Aksharam. Ultimate mantra. Truth. This is what I received on this Yoga Pattabhishekam day. I'm giving you that to all of you. It's like a technique. It can give you enlightenment suddenly.
You can just manifest. See, first understand, there is something which does not need to be remembered in you, which is there as you, which remembers everything. See, in all of us, there is something which you don't need to remember. That only remembers everything. Whether you are sleeping, or you are in waking state, or you are in dreaming state, any state, there is something which is in you, which remembers everything, and you don't need to remember that. That which is in you, which does not need to be remembered, but which remembers everything, is Arunachala. Listen. All of us have something in us which does not need to be remembered. That only remembers everything and everyone. That is Arunachala. That is the most powerful reality. Remembering which does not need to be remembered or cannot be remembered, which remembers everything. In you, there is something which cannot be remembered or forgotten, but that only remembers everything, including what you think as you. Listen. Cognizing that, sit with this means putting the lower throat on the upper palate. It's a Tamil letter. Just project the Isaki Swami's page. Listen, I'm projecting the page where my Guru has written in his own hand, the Isaki Swami. Of course, he left the body before this day. He initiated much earlier. Even though Kuppamal did the Yoga Pratapshikam on this day, there was the initiation was done much earlier. But this was the initiation. And formally Kuppamal gave on this day. So listen, I'm projecting the page to all of you. Listen. Remember in you, which does not need to be remembered, which is there forever in you, which remembers everything. In you, there is something which you don't need to remember, you can't forget, which remembers everything. Listen to these three qualities. In you, there is something which can't be forgotten, which does not need to be remembered. It is there all the time. That only remembers everything in you. This three quality is what the three dot. The three dot is these three qualities. This is the Brahma Akshara, Maha Akshara. Remember this three quality. There is something in me which does not need to be remembered, which is there all the time, which cannot be forgotten, which is there all the time. Whether I am sleeping or deep sleep or dream, it is there. That's why when I wake up, I just know I slept well. So even through the sleep, that is there alive. And that only remembers everything. This 3 point is the Brahma Akshara. This 3 point is the Brahma Mantra. Brahma Akshara, Maha Akshara. Just organize this and sit with the. This is Arunachala Smaranam. Just by Smarana, Mukti, liberation. It is a very simple but very clear initiation. Brahma Akshara means the mantra for the Parabrahman. Yes, now here I am projecting it. Please raise the page, the below. Listen carefully. Number 1, Brahma Dhyana means being in that ultimate Parabrahma, Paramashiva, Parandama, which is ultimate. Paramam, Paramatma, Paramashakti. All these words you can use. That Paramam, ultimate. Being in that Paramam, that is called Brahma Dhyanam. Brahma Aksharam, the syllable which puts you in that space. Mahaksharam, Brahma Aksharam. That Brahma Aksharam is this 3 dot. You can see in my own Guru's handwriting, Brahma Dhyanam, that word in Tamil is written, and 3 dot. That 3 dot is the Brahma Akshara, ultimate mantra, which puts you in Samadhi immediately. And now I give you precise cognition. This 3 dot means, understand, there is something in you which you don't need to remember. It is there 24 hours. When you are waking state, when you are in dream state, when you are in deep sleep state, it is there. Even during deep sleep, it is there. That is why after sleep, when you come out, you say, I slept so well. So it is there. You don't need to remember it. And you can't forget it. It is there. Which you don't need to remember, which you can't forget. And that only remembers everything. These 3 qualities put together. There is something in you. That is Arunachala. That is Paramatma. That is Paramashiva. That is Parabrahma. That is Parandama. That is Paramashakti. That is Paramaguru. And that is Paramatma. Every time you behave ferociously with your patterns and break, you manifest at least one power of Paramashiva. Listen. To behave ferociously with your pattern. you don't need anything other than feeling connection or trust on me, because the trust you have on me will naturally manifest as the courage to execute my words. That is the way I manifested Paramashiva. See, my extreme love for my gurus. My extreme love for my gurus. I'll tell you one small incident. One day, I took lunch for Arunagirishwara. He ate. And after eating, I was sitting next to him. I used to be so attached to him. I picked up his left hand. In his left hand, the little finger used to have a long nail. Many fingers had a long nail. I picked up his little finger, and through that fingernail, I was cleaning my teeth. And he's such a sweet person. Not only he did not stop me and not even showing any irritation or any difficulty in his face. I was having his left hand in that little finger, that nail I was using, and cleaning the teeth. He was talking something about mukti, goal of life, all that. I was deeply listening, and the same way using his left hand little finger nail, and not that I did not cut the nail, with holding the whole finger, I was cleaning my teeth using his little finger nail. I'll try to exactly repeat the whole flow of the information from Akashic records so that all of you can understand. He asked me, what do you understand as mukti, liberation? Because he was teaching me about goal of life is mukti, liberation. I told him that I should become one with Arunachaleshwara. Arunachala is the word I know as the ultimate. So I told him that I should become one with Arunachala. He said, okay, after that, what do you think should be your goal? I don't know what far he was leading me into the conversation. Maybe he was making me spell out more and more words, giving me clarity. So I told him that if I become one with Arunachala, whoever remembers me will be naturally remembering Arunachala, so they will also get liberated. Because Smaranat Mukti Arunachala. At the time when I uttered this, he had a wide smile in his face. I was holding his left hand and cleaning my teeth and talking and cleaning, and with his right hand, he just held my cheeks. All the kids, we hold the cheeks of the kids and conjify. He held and shook my face and said, Tatastu, Tatastu, Tatastu. Blessed me. And I could see very clearly that very blessing entered into the whole being and started manifesting. Not only as my liberation, me becoming one with Paramashiva, Arunachaleshwara, and liberated. Anyone remembers me, remembers Arunachaleshwara. So I'm only just a symbol of Arunachaleshwara. I'm just one stone of Arunachala hill, that's all. Or one small tree. You should not even say small tree. Anything in Arunachala is great. Uncomparable. One tree, or one small, so I should not even, again, you should not use the word small. A stone, or a tree, or sand, dust of Arunachala, that's all. Listen, my love and feeling connection with my Guru and Guru Parampara gave me the strength, courage, sacrifice needed to break all the patterns and never allow any pattern to get built which can bind me in any way. Guru Bhakti as a direct utility value. I tell you, I have seen thousands of cases. The moment they lose their Guru Bhakti, all the great ferociousness, powerfulness they had, and broken their compulsive reactionary patterns, that whole strength they lose when they lose Guru Bhakti and fall back into the patterns, and even voluntarily they attack the patterns and say, wow, so many years I did not eat onion, green chili, garlic because of this fellow. Let me go and eat even meat. Okay, go and eat meat. Who is the loser? Not me. I tell you, when you gain Guru Bhakti, it is not just Guru Bhakti. Millions of good things comes to you along with Guru Bhakti. Same way when you lose Guru Bhakti, millions of things go away from you. Millions of good things go away from you along with Guru Bhakti. See, there are 7 different energy fields for liberation. Thiruvaru. Anybody who is born, there gets liberation. The energy field is designed in such a way, if you are born or reborn there, you are liberated. Kashi. The energy field is designed in such a way, if you just die there, you get liberation. Chidambaram. The energy field is designed in such a way. If you go and have darshan there, you get liberation. So these different energy fields for liberation are programmed with a different action. I am from the energy field which is programmed just by remembrance liberates you. That is why you will see all the technique I design, everything will be just remembrance based. Whether it's Anandaganda, unclutching, completion, perpetual completion, you don't need to practice. There is no need for any practice. Smaranat Arunajalam. Just by remembrance, liberation is there. All the spiritual practices I teach, all the truths I am sharing, you will see finally everything boils down to only remembrance. It will never boil down to any doing. I am not a doing guru, I am a remembrance guru. I am a guru who teaches you remembrance, smarana. Because I am embodiment of that energy field which is programmed, hardwired to liberate anybody just by remembrance. Please understand? Just remember, completion is easy and you opted for it. That's all. That's all is perpetual completion.
Nithyananda, to all the participants. I know so many of you have had multiple levels and levels of clicks, powerful cognitions from what Swamiji had revealed. And Swamiji revealed to us, sorry, you're able to hear us clearly, Ma Vinita Nagaraj? I see a posted voice is low. Nithyanandam, Ma Constance Chatin, nice to see you. Nithyanandam, Ma Dia Khori, Ma Ilka Oliveira, Nithyanandam. Okay, what are the clicks that each of you had? What are the clicks that each of you had from the sessions? Please do take a moment and post it. See, the obsessive compulsive, we had a lot of powerful cognitions. First, we started learning about how to get rid of these obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns, obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns, reactionary assumptions that we can. Fundamentally, mind binds you, chains you to thought patterns. How many of you feel that you're stuck in a certain pattern? Like you feel that it keeps repeating again and again, like that. You strongly feeling that the pattern is you and going through all the suffocation that comes with the pattern. For example, you have an obsessive compulsive disorder of wanting coffee. Like as soon as you wake up, you want coffee. If you do not drink coffee, you'll have so much reactions that are happening in you. And then you start blaming everyone other than you. So your mood will not be fine, this is not fine, that is not fine, so much irritation will happen. Like this, what are the obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns do you carry? Take a few minutes, and I request all of you to spend a few minutes and pen down any 5 obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns that you carry. Please start. Hope all of you have penned down your 5 obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns. Now, we're going to be moving from OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders, to IID, Ishtadevata inspired decision. Invoke any one cosmic being in your identity. The deity should become your core existence. You can invoke Ganesha, Subramanya, Paramashiva, Devi, Vishnu. You can invoke Swamiji inside of you. Just sit and connect with your favorite deity. And with there, just invoke them in your inner space. Make a strong declaration inside of you that you want to break free from this obsessive compulsive disorder. Please take a few minutes. Understand, fundamentally, Hinduism is a science of invoking cosmic beings in you. That is why before you start developing the primal OCD, before the age of 7, what is called as a root pattern, the OCD. In Hinduism, you start manifesting your Ishtadevata. You start manifesting your IID, Ishtadevata inspired decision. Actually, Swamiji had a very, very beautiful IID. Like every single morning, the moment Swamiji opens his eyes, the first thing Swamiji will see in Swamiji's Kailasa, Shri Nithyananda Janma Bhumi, the place where Swamiji was born, brought up, lived the longest. Inside Swamiji's room, there's a beautiful window, a window from which when you can see the Arunachala. Every day, Swamiji's IID was the moment he'll actually open his eyes, he'll walk, go to the window, and he'll open his eyes just to see Arunachala. Without seeing Arunachala, he will not see anything else, anyone else.
And there's also a very interesting thing that would happen. Even if accidentally, sometimes Swamiji would say Swamiji's brothers playfully would come and they would stand in front of Swamiji in his path, because as soon as Swamiji gets up, Swamiji would never open his eyes. The first thing Swamiji would do is Swamiji should see Arunachala, his love. So Swamiji would go in the morning, he'd be closing his eyes and he'd be walking. And then Swamiji's pre-monastic brothers, playfully, they would come to try and block Swamiji's way. So even if accidentally Swamiji opened his eyes, Swamiji would go back, lie down once again, close his eyes, again get up, and then he would come walk all the way till having his eyes closed till he sees Arunachala as the first thing in the morning. Such was Swamiji's love. Actually, not just seeing Arunachala, but every action of Swamiji was Ishta-inspired decision. Swamiji, even if once Swamiji hears a Guru Vak from any of his gurus, he would be so intense about it. There's a very beautiful incident happening from Swamiji's life which speaks volumes to each of us as to how we as a disciple should be. Once, Swamiji had was so much in love with Annamalai Swamigal, the way how Annamalai Swamigal would do. So one day, Swamiji had a dream of Devi, and Swamiji had went and shared this to Annamalai Swamigal, and then Swamiji had told him that this is the dream that I got. Then Swamiji asked Annamalai Swamigal a question that, what is there any significance to this dream like that? So Annamalai Swamigal had told, I don't have dreams. The first thing that happened in Swamiji's inner space was, oh my God, if Annamalai Swamigal doesn't have dreams, how can I have dreams? And the incident happened so beautifully that night when Swamiji was in Samadhi, when the dream started happening inside Swamiji, even in his dream, Swamiji went and consciously asked himself in the dream, hey, Annamalai Swamigal doesn't have dreams, then how can I have dreams? And the dream that was coming, Swamiji consciously stopped it, and after that, never Swamiji ever had a dream in his life again. That is Ishta-inspired decision. Swamiji was so much in love with his gurus. Swamiji was in so much love with everything that every decision of Swamiji was based on his Ishtas, his Ishta Devatas, Arunagiri Yogeshwara, Annamalai Swamigal, each aspect, Arunachaleshwara, Paramashiva, each aspect of Swamiji's life, every decision that Swamiji made was all Ishta-inspired decisions. It was all based on how the Ishtas, the Ishta Devatas. Swamiji would always ask, okay, how will my guru behave if my guru was here? If Annamalai Swamigal was here, will he have fear? No. Then let me go and walk. Will he have dreams? No. Then let me drop it. Swamiji's whole life, constantly Swamiji would drive himself only based on Ishta-inspired decision. And today, Swamiji had given that precisely as a solution for all of us to experience the same. Susan Davidson is saying that Swamiji had mentioned, Buddha says life is suffering. This is a fact. Suffering gives you opportunity to finish what you start and build determination. Swamiji says life is bliss. Once you have established a solid foundation, you experience the truth that life is bliss. Yes, that's one of the most beautiful revelations that Swamiji gave in the session. Swamiji said, if you get caught up with the idea that life is suffering, if you get caught up with the idea that suffering is life, it's very different from what Buddha says when he says life is suffering. And Swamiji beautifully explained how even that will give you some kind of a perseverance to experience bliss in life, to experience what it is, the truth of it, and lead you to that experience of eternal bliss. This in the whole OCDs. How many of you have recognized at least 5 OCDs in each of your life? Can I request each of you to share? How many of you are recognizing that you are having some OCD patterns that you're stuck with? Yes, okay. How about Ma Maluhya Mauna, Ma Komati Kalachalvan, Ma Gokila Damodaran, VP Babuji, and Ma Jnana Yogini? Come on, Ma Kansira Galota, Ma Constance Chapin, Nithyananda, Ma Vani Goyal. Very nice to see you here, Nithyananda. Ma Gokila, come on. How many of you are recognizing the OCDs, the obsessive compulsive patterns in you? Ma Prematavasi has posted the core of us, which is consciousness, is not touched by pain or joy. Absolutely. Like Swamiji said, the Paramahamsa bird flying in the sky, when its reflection falls in the pond, how much ever you throw stones in the pond, how much ever disturbance you cause in the pond, the Paramahamsa bird as such will never get affected by it. Same way, we are all Paramashiva. We are just reflecting on the pond. If you associate yourself with the pond, then every ripple in the pond will cause suffering to you. But in reality, you are Paramashiva. You are the Supreme Swan that is completely untouched. I mean, each of these powerful cognitions that Swamiji is giving, isn't it so beautiful? Even one powerful cognition, if you apply, it will liberate us from the biggest of fears. Krishna tells very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahator bhaya. Even applying one principle of what Swamiji has revealed will liberate you from deepest of fears or biggest fears that you carry in life. Susan Davidson has posted, I find OCD is also linked to self-sabotage because it gives you a way to avoid responsibility. That's true. That's why Swamiji tells the obsessive compulsive pattern is nothing but you create a pattern. Okay, consciously or unconsciously, you start creating a pattern. But at some point, that pattern goes into kind of an autopilot mode, which means it goes off like a trigger without you constantly even choosing to react that way. The reaction takes over you. The moment that reaction takes over you, that OCD starts driving you. Like, for example, let's say first time when you have a time pressure, okay? First time, let's say your boss tells you, okay, please finish this project in next 2 days and give the result to me. And you feel like, oh my God, it's too difficult. 2 days, I'm not able to handle, I have to compromise everything. And let's say you somehow drag it to the end and then you finish in 2 days, but you're not able to deliver the project as per the power or excellence. So let's say your boss gets angry at you and he yells at you or he cuts your salary or whatever it is. Now, that once you react, you go through a lot of powerlessness, and you go through something, and then there is a whole lot of incompletion that gets built in you. That forms like the foundation of a pattern. Now, every single time you're given a timeline, you remember back this incident with the boss, and you keep associating your decisions to relate with time based on this incident. Okay, so 2, 3 incidents, 5, 10 incidents, you keep bringing that pattern, you keep remembering this incident with your boss, and you keep making the future decisions based on this past pain. But at some point, without you consciously even remembering, something as if automatically taken over by the patterns starts driving your decision. Even if you hear the word time or timeline, automatically it's like an alarm, a trigger that runs in you. That is exactly what is called as obsessive compulsive reactionary patterns. And
How
that
many of you
makes
are
you
able to
avoid
see that?
responsibility.
How many of you are able to see that in your life? How many of you are able to see, yes, this is something that I really have? Today, the moment you decide, let me with using the Ishtadevata inspired decision. Let me sit now, cognize Paramashiva in me, cognizing Swamiji, whoever your favorite deity is. It can be any god, even Swamiji. You can actually visualize Swamiji, connect to Swamiji. For us, Swamiji is physically manifesting for us. God has come down as Guru. So you can visualize and connect to Swamiji in your inner space, your Ishtadevata in your inner space, and take a decision, a declaration for breaking any pattern. How many of you here have experienced this thing? Like, for example, you have dropped meat eating just because of a feeling connection with Swamiji, automatically dropped. Or you started a new habit where, like, you broke your pattern of waking up late. You broke some pattern. Ma Shretal, I see your message. So now look in. From when did this start? Each of you, actually, if you get caught with your OCD, you will never be able to precisely see, like, when you're starting next door. But when you sit with it and instead use your Ishtadevata inspired decision. Like I really request you all to post who all have broken any one pattern. You can post it in the chat. Which pattern? Like for example, meat eating. You have dropped meat eating, or you have suddenly become way more Hindu, way more spiritual. Some pattern you drop because of the Ishtadevata inspired decision. You just connected to Swamiji. Your feeling connection to Swamiji has made you drop victimhood pattern, powerlessness pattern, any pattern. Susan has posted, I have broken many patterns since I met Swamiji, like eating meat, drinking. Wonderful. Now use the same thing. The most obsessive compulsive pattern. You feel like no matter what, it's so difficult for me to drop this. Those patterns. Sit now, take a decision, make a declaration that you are going to be dropping this. Make a strong declaration in your core. I request all of you to do it now. Just connect. And you offer this actually, I remember an incident. A person was very, very, very addicted to drinking and a chain smoker. He came to Swamiji and he told Swamiji, Swamiji, I'm very addicted. I had tried several rehab centers, I had tried several techniques, methodologies. But somehow, till date, I have never been able to stop smoking. And I've never been able to stop drinking. I've even broken my relationships because of this. My health is spoiled. He came and cried to Swamiji. And then Swamiji asked, who's your favorite? This person has told Mother Kali. Swamiji said, okay, do just one thing. Before you drink alcohol, offer it to Mother Kali and then you drink. So strange. He thought that Swamiji is going to tell him, no, you have to stop, or give some kind of a strong, like a feeling. He's confused. And of course, Swamiji has said so. He said, yes, Swamiji. 1 week later, he comes to Swamiji, falls at Swamiji's feet, cries and cries and cries. And he says, Swamiji, the moment you said, I actually went, and whenever I wanted to drink, before I poured for myself, I tried to pour it for Mother Kali. I simply could not even touch it. I just could not offer the cigarette or alcohol to her. And just that, now 1 week later, I'm no more able to touch it at all. That smoking habit or drinking habit just disappeared. It left me. Understand? That is the power of Ishtadevata inspired decision. Hold on to that. Choose any of your favorite deities and make a declaration now.
The most difficult patterns that you have a struggle with, like in the beautiful incident that we just shared a few minutes back, even Swamiji's decision of the Ishta inspiration was so conscious. Even in his dreams, when he would get dreams, Swamiji would go and say, Annamale Swami will not have dreams, and how can I have? Such was Swamiji's intensity. The way Swamiji used to the way Swamiji used to decide out of his love for his gurus. Every decision of Swamiji was Ishta inspired decisions. Just through that, Swamiji would just make the decision and manifest in life. Today, I request every one of you, any pattern you may have addictions or you may have stress. Sometimes you may even have the pattern of not being able to do what you want, the pattern of distraction, the pattern, some other obsessive compulsive pattern that you're really struggling with and you want to get rid of. In today's session, post all of these and declare to Swamiji. Start moving from OCDs to IIDs to Ishta inspired decisions. You will see how the whole experience will start manifesting in you, which means any decision you make, you don't even need to struggle separately to manifest something. It'll just be a natural byproduct of your existence. I request all the participants to take a few minutes, pen down in all the decisions that you're making, in all the incompletions or patterns that you're carrying. Pen down how you want to make the obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns redundant or irrelevant. Replace every obsessive, compulsive pattern with an Ishta inspired decision.
Hope all of you have finished writing. Now let's all prepare ourselves, get ready for today's session and initiation. Until the 1500s, Sanatana Hindu Dharma flourished in 56 countries, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces, and 10,000 Hindu traditions. And not just that, Hindus were the masters of various sciences,
be it astronomy, architecture, medicines, food, trade, or mathematics, science, dentistry. We were advanced in each and every field. We were the pioneers, right from inventing plastic surgeries, discovering plastic surgeries, or speaking about atoms, subatomic particles, being able to calculate time, establishing time calculating machines which work to this day, or unique architecture with even today with so much of modern equipments people are not able to replicate. We were pioneers in every field.
Even though Hindus are a global superpower, we never colonized, never invaded, never had a habit of conversion. Our sprawling wealth, glory, and advanced civilization attracted many invaders who had brutally colonized, invaded, and persecuted us. The brutal invasions, conversions, inquisition led to the world's greatest destruction ever. The most brutal Holocaust in the history of entire humanity. Sorry for the technical glitch. I hope now all of you are able to see us and hear us. This brutal invasion led to the most brutal Holocaust in the history of humanity. The Hindu Holocaust. 5,000 years of relentless persecution, yet untold. Understand, this, what we just saw now, Hindu Holocaust. What was once in 250 BCE? We had 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu provinces, 1,700 Hindu kingdoms, and 10,000 Hindu sampradayas.
And our nation was spread across 56 current nations. Today, present-day Afghanistan to present-day Cambodia, the 56 nations were spread. Each of these nations were successful, beautifully thriving, and we alone contributed to 64% of global GDP. We were advanced, technologically advanced. In fact, it was this Akhanda Bharata that was the first to open or introduce the concept of universities. Universities of Nalanda, which all of us know today, is much later. Universities like Naimisharanya, Takshashila, Sharada Peetham, all of these existed from a very long time. And these universities have been referenced in various Puranas, many of which dated much older than 5,000 years or ago. We were so advanced in every field, every facet. The kind of attacks, brutal persecution, actually so many invasions, inquisitions had happened to us. Those so many inquisitions or invasions happened, our ancestors bravely fought them all. So many battles were won. There are so many records of how the battles were won and bravely, like it is portrayed. And our roots were unshakable. Our Sanatana Hindu Dharma could not be destroyed, which is why this time a tactic was used to break Bharat, the Akhanda Bharat, from her very roots. An invasion with a hunger for power, hunger for wealth, and hunger for women, which made this invasion blind to any type of dharma or humanity, to say the least. This was the Mughal invasion. Invasion was one of the most bloodiest in the history of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Every one of us, that whole Hinduism, the Akhanda Bharata, the 56 nations, we were beaten, destroyed from the very roots. Every one of you that are sitting here today, the Hinduism that all of us are experiencing, or that we see, be it the temples, be it the existing ecosystems around the world, all of these have barely managed to survive the years of brutal attacks and persecution that was done on us. This Mughal invasion The Mughals destroyed anyone and anything that was not Islamic in the most brutal of ways. They used the most cunning, the most savage, barbaric tactics. They used deceit and treachery as a way to conquer. The Mughals recklessly beheaded innocent Hindus who resisted converting to Islam and paraded their severe heads on spears through the streets.
They understand the brutality of it. How can it was so inhumane? They used to sever the heads of anyone that resisted to convert to Islam. Whoever resisted to convert, they used to just sever their heads and parade their severe heads with spears through the streets. In 1752, Lahore Muslim governor told to capture the Sikh mothers to convert to Islam or have their infant children tortured and massacred. Understand, their refusal resulted in slaughter of 300 infant children. 300 infants, babies, were slaughtered, and so heinously, brutally, their bodies, organs, and heads were thrown around the mothers as garlands. This was the brutality of the Holocaust that was happening. It was extremely brutal, this was the bloodiest in the history of humanity. This was so brutal. And they started calling this as holy war against Kafirs. And this kept on going more and more, extremely brutal. But did you know something? The Mughals failed 16 times when they actually first tried to invade the Akhanda Bharat.
These Mughals used barbaric tactics to break the Hindus. We're always taught we were conquered, but we're always taught the wrong history, a very manipulated history. Each of you can open your textbooks and see. If you go back to the concepts, the history that you were taught in your schools, what did the schools tell you? Oh, we were all invaded. But that breaks the confidence. Imagine if someone kept telling you your ancestors failed continuously, they were constantly captured, invaded, one after the other, one after the other, they were looted. That can make you feel, oh God, many times me as a kid, when I used to keep hearing this, I used to feel we were so weak. Then if people used to keep invading us, then what is the strength that we had? Why were we not able to stand back? But what history does not tell you is that 16 times when they tried invading, they failed miserably. The Mughals failed because Hindus were extremely powerful. It was only in the 17th time that Muhammad bin Qasim, in his 17th attempt to invade the current day India in Gujarat region, from where he entered, he was successful. It took 17 attempts, and the 17th one was from deceit. They infiltrated and they acted as guests and they took over, which is what every Inquisition, even Portuguese, Dutch, the British, every one of them, we were so powerful and we were so dharmic, and they knew they could not win a war with the kings of the Akhanda Bharata without using deceit or treachery, and which is what the Mughals used as a tactic to break into Bharata, to infiltrate into the Akhanda Bharata. They made the Hindus start being afraid of being a Hindu. The identity was shaken. The Hindu identity, people started being afraid of being Hindus. I just wanted to add something to this because when we say deceit, to ask all of you here. How many of you here who are Hindus, how many of you here had a lot of resistance to wear sari, to wear rudraksha, to wear bhasma, to wear kumkum in your normal workplace before meeting Swamiji? Can I request each of you to post in the chat? Yes, okay, I see. Yes. Many of you posting yes in the chat. Understand, this is a repercussion. We are still suffering. Hindus are still suffering the attack that was launched more than 2,000 plus years ago. To this day, we all are very comfortable. Inside our house, we may wear. Exactly. Mamita Nagaraj just posted that I wear vibhuti while doing puja and I remove it when I step out. Exactly. Actually, this is the same thing. Like, because this was a kind of thing like before meeting Swamiji. When I was outside, I used to feel so ashamed to wear the Hindu symbols. This is the impact of what was done to us more than 2,000 plus years ago. Each of us, we were all bet our identity was shaken. Imagine every single person that would call themselves a Hindu were tortured. They were made to eat beefs. They were forced to eat beef. If not, they would be brutally murdered. So much was done. And this, our identity about Hindu, of being a Hindu was shaken. Which is why today, till we all came to Swamiji, the first thing Swamiji does to us is he empowers us. He empowers us from our very core. Makes us proud of being a Hindu. Which is why today so many of you, it is so beautiful to see people from Australia, Europe, from so many different walks of life, from so many different cultures, from so many different corners of the globe. Every one of us sit here proudly wearing bhasma. We all do the Shiva Puja every day. We all receive the Dikshas, initiations. It is as an avatar, Swamiji has descended to heal us all consciously from the wound that was caused, the repercussion which Hindus are to this day suffering. Every one of us, our confidence was beaten. Our identity about being a Hindu was shaken. A blow which to this day, Hindus are not able to stand up back with. Swamiji, as an avatar, out of his boundless compassion, has taken the responsibility to empower each of us Hindus to coming back, to understanding, to knowing the context, and to making responsible decisions about Hinduism. Which is what today all of us are benefiting from. Take, for example, the Hindu voting that Swamiji has revived. Now, each of us are starting to become aware. We are starting to take into cognizance about what is happening to Hinduism. We are starting to become aware that we as Hindus are responsible for what is happening to Hinduism. All of this is because Swamiji is bringing this to light to us, each of us, individuals like me and you. But the Mughal invasion, the Mughal attack was directly in our very consciousness or identity as Hindu. The Mughals were so barbaric. For example, American historian Will Durant stated that the Islamic conquest of India is probably the bloodiest in history. It's evident moral that the whole civilization is a precious good whose delicate complex order and freedom can at any moment be overthrown by the barbarians invading from without and multiplying from within. And this is a precise strategy that the Mughals used. They used violence to destroy a culture, her identity, the temples, forcefully convert the Hindus into other religions, if not kill them. Now, how many of you have read about how Mughals invaded and they easily fought against their king and took over the kingdoms? How many of you have come across such things? These are all manipulated histories that was completely convoluted, that was completely misrepresented to us. Again, to make us feel ashamed about our identity.
And let's understand about the ruthlessness a little more. The kind of ruthlessness they had and the kind of thought currents they had. Just giving you an example over here. We can see very clearly. They kill even their own family for power. It was not a normal human way of existence. Take the history. Shah Jahan killed his own brother, Khusrau Mizra, to sit on the throne. And then Shah Jahan was later present by his own son, Aurangzeb, for the throne. Aurangzeb even killed his elder brother, Dara Shikoh, for the throne. Alauddin Khilji killed his own uncle who brought him up for the throne. This was the kind of inhumane mentality they had. So there was no question of anything to do with dharmic, being righteous. Forget about being righteous. There was no question about even being humane. But unfortunately, this history is being manipulated and so in such a convoluted way, being taught to us, brainwashing us, such that we lose the confidence we have about Hinduism. For example, this particular stanza is taken from the history textbooks that are taught even to this day in many of the schools.
And this is the most unfortunate of things. What you're all seeing here is a screenshot taken from current syllabus. This is as of 2023 March. An NCERT history textbook of Standard 12 titled Themes of Indian History Part 2 features the following lines in the second paragraph of page 234, quote unquote. Even when temples were destroyed during wars, grants were later issued for their repair, as we know from the reigns of Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. The brutal king who killed the Brahmins, who killed Hindus and made a mountain of skulls. This same Aurangzeb that they portray as who gave grants for building temples back in the history textbook even today. This Aurangzeb, in his own history, in his own biography, it is clearly mentioned how he was so proud to make a huge pile of a mountain with the heads of kafirs. You all can see here, 150,000 Hindus were murdered in one day by Aurangzeb. He perpetrated a mass massacre of 150,000 Hindu Brahmins and their family from places like Varanasi, Banaras, Gangaghat, Haridwar, and constructing a towering pile of their skulls visible from a distance of 50 miles. And he infamously burned the piles of the Yagnopavita after beheading the innocent Hindus. And today, what is history teaching? We showed you all. As of 2023, even to this day, the youth, which is the next generation, that youth is your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, might as well be you. We are being taught a distorted history, which is not even accurate as per the facts that are known, verifiable facts. Hinduism, the Hindu generation, today, the youth of Hinduism are learning a completely distorted, misrepresented history of Hinduism. Here we all can see how Guru Tegh Bahadur's disciple, Bhai Daila Das, was boiled to death psychologically to break his guru. These types of extremely brutal and barbaric tactics were used by Mughals. But what are we taught? What are the youth taught? Just few days back in the satsang, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, was warning all of us Hindus how within the next 40 to 50 years, we will be losing our next generation of Hindu youth completely, especially if the Hindus are being brought up by the NRI parents, or even for the so-called places where Hindus are factual majority. Today, at an alarming rate, we are losing the Hindu youth. One of the most primary reasons being the youth are not taught the right history, the right context, the right truths and facts about Hinduism. Imagine if your son, your daughter is going to school, their college, and they're taught a distorted history, like we showed you all in the clipping from the textbook. Our textbooks teach us that we were given grants by Mughals to build temples, especially from the very same emperor who burnt 150,000 Hindus alive. This is the current status of Hinduism. It is Swamiji who is taking this effort to make all of us Hindus first aware about who we are, our identity. Swamiji very beautifully revealed in one of the satsangs how a nation which forgets its history loses its geography. A nation which does not know its history can never have a geography. A nation that builds its history even before the geography will have the nation existing forever, whether the geography is there or not. Swamiji built the history of Kailasa from his age of 3, which is why Kailasa is existing as a home for 2 billion of us Hindus successfully. How many of you came to know about the whole even heard the word Hindu Holocaust only after coming to Swamiji? Could you all post in the chat? Okay, me. Okay, I have so many of you. Yes, yes, me. Understand, it is purely only the effort, the hard work that Swamiji is doing to make us Hindus aware of our identity, our history, which is why today people like me or you, each of us who are from different walks of life, from different backgrounds, from different likes, dislikes, different preferences, different languages, different cultures, all of us are able to come together in a common platform to discuss on a topic called Hinduism, which is our religion, our lifestyle. And we're all able to feel proud. Today, it's so beautiful to see how Swamiji is making our Kailasians sit at the United Nations representing Hinduism. It is so proud for us. How many of you feel proud when you see the pictures of how Kailasa Vasis beautifully went, the ambassadors of Kailasa went and represented Hinduism in the most elegant way at the United Nations, and for the first time in the history voiced out Hindu Holocaust, Hindu persecution at the world international stage at the United Nations? How many of you felt proud about it? If we, every one of you are having a smile on your face as you remember it, if we are enjoying it, it is sheer hard work and it is the tyaga of the avatar, which is why we are all able to enjoy it. We are all able to experience it. For every single person that feels you want to be a part of this, you want to be a part experiencing this, please go ahead, take a minute, become a part of this revival. And Mahanitya Purushananda has posted, Hinduism is often seen as a pagan religion where God is not part of it. And she has also posted how after coming to Swamiji only, she got to know the Hinduism. She started understanding it. For every one of you that have benefited, we should not stop with just our individual benefit. We are responsible to take this gift called Swamiji, this revival called Kailasa for the world. And if you want to become a part, if you feel you are interested in taking this forward, sign up to become a part of Kailasa. Become a part of Sarvajna Pita, the founding member of Kailasa. The link is projected to all of you. It is sksjp.org.
There's a very short link. It is just sksjp.org. We request all of you to just take a moment now and please post. Go ahead and sign up in this form that is projected for you. We are now going to be preparing ourselves to experience the darshan.
Today, we're all going to be receiving the darshan of Ashwarudha Murti and Guru Murti forms of Paramashiva. Just like how Paramashiva manifested as Ashwarudha Murti and Guru Murti as a supremely compassionate being, Paramashiva himself has manifested once again as the supreme pontiff of Hinduism out of his compassion to gift all of us, the humanity, the science, the greater science of life called Hinduism.
Let us now chant the Dhyana Shloka of the Guru Murti form of Paramashiva. Achalaupaри Shringe Shambhuyogasanastu Dhavala-mamala-varne Chaiva Vaktram Trinetram Karagata Shuchi Sarpam Pustakam Jnana Samudram Muninuta Padayugmam Dakshina Murti Mide.
So all get ready to receive the darshan. Please sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Intensely chant the Mahavakya.
For Paramashiva. This Mahavagya
you